rolling like a geezer.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Graybeard's Studio. This is episode number 106. We've been doing this forever, and we'll continue to do it, at least for the rest of my lifespan, which may not be that long, but we'll stretch that out as long as we can. Speaking of lifespans, here's a guy that's the only guy I know who's older than me. It's Gary Martin. Welcome, Gary.
I just wanted to remind everybody that this week's broadcast is brought to you by the Institute of Fluctuation Control and Condiments, insoluble and indigestible fats, and glutinous derivatives.
Did you leave anybody out? Does that include Taco Bell and Coca-Cola? Because we're trying to. Okay. All right. Good. Let's bring in a guy who's always colorful. At least his backgrounds are. It's Dan Lawlis. Hey, Dan.
How you doing? How's it going?
Is that stoic, Dan?
Not a good start.
Glad to be here. Well, I'm glad that we actually have our favorite guest host joining us to kind of lift up the entertainment value.
Yeah, I haven't spoken all day, you know.
You gotta, yeah, clear that throat out. Do the me, you know, do the scale before the show starts, so you're ready to go. All the way from New Jersey, Karan Kaiser Stone. There he is.
Hey, how are you guys doing? My name
Good.
Is Karan Kaiser Stone. My voice is a little stuffed up, but I'm going radio today.
No, wait a minute. Did you put Vaseline on your lens? It looks like a Star Trek close up, you know, of a girl or something. You got that little soft focus around you.
Yeah, yeah. Spock, where are you going? Yeah.
Why were all the women or Kirk's heartthrobs on that show like middle age, so they had to blur it to make them look younger?
There was a few hotties, but a couple of them were sort of, you're like, she seems a little old. Why did they cast her? But you never know what Gene Roddenberry was doing behind the scenes, right? So.
Yeah, but you know, that's when we were younger. We were looking now. If we probably look back and watch the shows, they all be looking pretty young, you know.
Well, compared to me, yeah, they're like,
yeah, this girl's barely out of diapers, man.
All righty, let's see who's here. Then let's get on with the show. We're doing Barry Windsor-Smith characters today, which, you know, would have been kind of a small number of characters to choose from if he didn't get back into comics in the 80s and then basically drew everything from Iron Man to Machine Man to X-Men to Daredevil. So there's quite a few opportunities here for characters.
Plus the other companies that he worked for, where he did.
True, that's right. I don't know if anybody's going to draw Archer and Armstrong, but you know, he had a comic that was sort of Conan-esque. It was Freebooters. Right.
Yeah.
For Valiant, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. He did Solar, Man of the Atom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. There's going to be a lot to choose from. Everybody's going to be fighting over Weapon X, though. I can see Kaiser down there going, I'm doing Weapon X.
No, I already did Wolverine, so I'm gonna stay away from him this time.
Okay, all right. So Dangerous Dan, maybe he'll go. Let's see.
Well, I got to do Conan. That's
yeah, I'm doing Conan. I mean, I'm
come on now.
Conan. Come on.
Yeah, Dan, I think you need to let that one go.
No, I can't because I already advertised it on Facebook. And my Conan.
You hinted though. You didn't.
I literally said, "Come on, see me draw Conan in the Barry Windsor-Smith style." And see if I can do it.
You know, if you guys both draw the same character, it becomes a bit of a competition. So there's a little extra pressure. So look out.
Is anyone actually? going to attempt to draw in his style?
I'm going to try and incorporate stuff into the style for sure.
Yeah,
Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to mostly base it off of Frank Frazetta and Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'll definitely do some Barry Windsor-Smith.
I'm thinking whenever I'm looking at his work, it's always linear. There's just a lot. It's very.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
and a lot of dots. He had a lot of dots in there, like broken line stuff. Is that what we call it, Gary? What's the official inking term for that? Is there?
He invented that. I haven't seen any other illustrator that used that technique.
Yeah. All right. Creative Faye is here. Glitch, Skullnasher, Randy Howell, all the way from Canada. He says, will someone be drawing Rune? Somebody did draw the show once. When we did Malibu, didn't David draw Rune?
You might be right.
I think he did. Skullnasher's here. Weapon X or Conan, most likely, he says. Toshiro's here. Sequential Artiste. Caleb Reynolds. Wesley Gleason, no relation to Jackie Gleason. Maybe. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Maybe he is. Rand Arrington is here. Matthew Muma. Best name I can think of. Pantheon's joining us. Best Age Comics. Dale
Could you read Pantheon's comment, please? He has a joke in there that's
okay.
I found amusing.
There were two cannibals and they were eating a clown. One of them turns to the other and says, does this taste funny? Don't be a clown.
I like it.
That was a good one.
I don't understand the don't be a clown at the end. Isn't that the joke though? And he says, turns to the other and says, does this taste funny? Shouldn't that be the end of the joke?
The end of the joke is taste funny, period. And then it's a warning.
Don't be a clown. Okay, I got you.
Clown.
Okay, Pantheon, work on that delivery. Get yourself an editor. But that was a good joke. I did like that. Just tastes funny to you. That's pretty funny. Caleb Reynolds, Eric Wart. Already leg kicks here because leg kick, of course, is always here. Eric Boyd says Coca-Cola does a body good. What do you think, Kaiser? Is that true?
Yeah, he's right. It's factual. He's bringing in some facts. That's what I like.
Well, see, with me pushing Taco Bell and you pushing Coca-Cola, we should have sponsors on this show, don't you think? At this point?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll send them a script.
There you go. I'm sure they just jump on board. Can't wait.
I was at the grocery store this morning, and which reminds me, later I'll have a corn dog update. And I was reading. I'm starting to read labels, and I was reading the label to macaroni and cheese. And on the box it said, big bright letters, no artificial coloring. I thought, oh, they're getting ready.
Yeah, getting ready for RFK Jr. to start cracking down on the.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys think we could sponsor some things like Metamucil or
maybe a little bit of Ben Gay, guys? Come on.
But that's not how it works, Dan.
Cialis,
like you can't come to them and say, "Hey, will you sponsor our show?" They have to come to us.
No, you can. You can definitely do it all the time in advertising.
We get viewership on this show. You guys make all kinds of money with the Ben Gay audience. Yeah. We do appeal to the older audience, And we do make a lot of gay jokes, so it might just be.
It's collaborating time.
See there.
Yeah, I would like to get a discount from the early bird special at my local Waffle House. That would be nice.
Yeah, see, Waffle House, that'd be a good one.
Just for mention on on screen and
Yeah, we're doing it for free as it is. I mean, Taco Bell. How much business is Taco Bell getting from me bringing it up all the time, or Kaiser?
I'll reach out to Viagra. See what they say. Yeah,
isn't that?
Oh,
they're gonna be like, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that the woman's responsibility to reach out to Viagra?
Right. All the commercials see it is they get it for their men. Sand and Metal says, I want to see Conan, Dan. That's the first piece of art I've ever seen from you. Have you never drawn Conan on the show before, though? Why do I feel like you have? Okay.
Wait a minute. Their first piece of art was Conan Dan.
Conan Dan.
I'm not familiar with that character.
No, it was punctuated, Gary. It was Conan.
Conan
Dan.
No,
I'm like
Conan. I'm going to do. Hey, I'm doing Conan, and Dan is doing Conan. Dan is Conan. Okay,
that's right. There's two different things. There's Conan and there's Conan Dan.
I'm not going to say no to that, though. Conan Dan. I'm okay with that.
Corin Zenith is here from Australia. Old Dirty Fatty is from wherever he's from. Jay Dredd, Marcus Killigrew, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge. Wesley Gleason. Oh, we already did Wesley Gleason. Marcus Killigrew is saying Doctor Strange, and you know what? That's what I'm doing is Doctor Strange. Because I've been doing Conan. I've been posting Conan sketches and stuff like that on Twitter. I do that every night. I like draw like Conan or something like Robert E. Howard. So I'm going to do something different and go with Doctor Strange
or Dr. Weirdo or Dr. Odd.
Dr. Dan, you're not paid for the jokes. Okay. Just,
I don't do enough most muscle bound characters. So let me get this one, Dan. Come on. You got X-Man of War. You have Turok, the dinosaur hunter.
The thing is, though, if you draw Conan, I draw Conan. Our styles are so different. It'd be interesting to see the difference.
No, Dan's not backing off. He wants Conan bad, and so I can't. I'm not going to step in and use my authoritative power to make Dan draw something else. I'm going to go with what Dan wants here, and you guys will just have a little competition at the end, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. I don't like to. It's a studio environment. I don't like it to be competitive. I don't want people to get pissed at each other. But, sometimes there was a classic episode where Kelsey and David both insisted on drawing Silverhawks, and it didn't end well for Kelsey. That's all I'm saying. So, just be wary.
That's true. One of your reputations could be destroyed today.
But Dan's correct. You guys draw so differently.
It's so different. It's actually interesting to see the different take. Yeah. Because honestly, people compare us anyways. They always there's no escaping that anyways.
That's true. Yeah.
People are
Stealth X5 is here. Pity Ma, John Platt, Glitch. Glitch was tearing me up the other night. I can't remember which show it was, but he really the whole age thing. He was being age discriminatory against me in the chat. I can't remember what show it was.
Ageism.
Yeah, I know. It's
Ageist.
Terrible. Sean Allen's here. Art of Roy is joining us. Fallen. You know what? I think that I've been pronouncing that wrong the whole time. I think it's Fallon Lowlife. Fallen Lowlife, I think is how it's pronounced, right? And I've been mispronouncing it for years.
What were you calling it?
Fallen Low Life, but it's Fallen Low Life, right?
Yeah,
Fallen Low Life. Okay,
you guys, I got a question. I know I'll forget it later. So I just want to just say it real quick and see what you think. I got a question from someone named Jeddah, and she asked about. I think it's a she.
Don't misgender.
When you're working with, you're signing your name. Like she said, she signed a name with whiteout, but overdid it, and she wanted. Is there any way to remove whiteout from an image safely without ruining it, or is it on? It's on.
It's if you use Pro White, it's waterproof, or it's not waterproof, so you could break it down with water. But that's
the easiest way is just to let it dry and scrape it off.
Ooh, look at Gary go. That's right.
What I like to do is Control Z it and see what happens.
Hey, that works.
Mm-hmm. They see the advantage.
If only all our mistakes could be taken care of that way. Sorry, Your Honor. Let me Control Z this.
Never happened.
I've been at live events, football games and all that stuff, and or kids soccer game. And I missed it. I'm I'm looking for the replay. Do you ever do that? Like you're so used to being electronically undo things or rewind things or everything's so electronic today. It's can I just
like to see that again?
Go back and I got it. I'm sure I recorded it, but nope. There is no
Stealth X5 for $2 says hello. Hello, Stealth. Thanks for joining us again.
Hello, Stealth.
Bullet is here. I don't know that I've ever endorsed this, but according to Bullet, gay is the way, according to Lopez. So there you go.
I don't recall you ever uttering those words.
I don't think I did either. See, people put words in my mouth, and it's just. Graybeards could do reviews on art supplies, items, pencils, pens, inks, paints. We could.
They kind of do already.
Yeah, it's true. Just by accident, half the
But
time.
oh yeah, to finish the whiteout question, if I use too much, I'll let it dry, scrape it off, and then you can just ink right over it.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Salty
Thank
says
you.
Dan Lawlis is the man. If you disagree, screw you.
Wow.
Wow, that's a friend. That's a real
Wow.
That
friend.
is that.
Yes.
He's in my corner, obviously. So
Yikes. So no messing with Dan today.
Now, Creative Face said, Cole. She wants me to draw Cole. Asked me on Twitter.
Did
if I'd
Barry
drawn
Smith
Cole
ever
before.
do Cole?
Well, she's claiming he did. I don't know that he did. I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Story that he did.
Maybe a
If
cover?
he did do Cole, I want to find the story because I don't have it.
I would like to see it. I don't think, okay, Creative Bay, I am doubting your memory. I don't think he ever did a Cole.
Well, here's the thing.
Prove me wrong.
Creative Faye pressured me on Twitter. I'm working on one right now, but it's not for this show. I'm kind of doing it just in my sketchbook in the evening. So I am working on a Cole piece, but I won't be doing it for the show. She says, Cole of Atlantis looked it up today. Was that a Marvel book? I don't. We got to check this out because I will check it out as soon as we can start drawing here.
By the way, Creative Faye's birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday in advance.
Creative Faye. Sequential artist for 20. Thank you, Sequential. I appreciate that. Inspired by Barry Windsor-Smith's work at Valiant, what characters would you like to revive and bring together in a universe? And like Barry Windsor-Smith creating Archer and Armstrong, what new original characters might you create to bring to the mix? Out of Barry Smith's work at Valiant, I always kind of like Solar. I don't know why. I don't think Barry ever did Turok. Do you guys ever remember him doing Turok? Because I don't think he did.
Remember that and doing that.
So we can't include Turok, who I love.
Maybe a cover? Maybe he did a cover or something?
I don't think so. I don't remember ever seeing a Barry Smith Turok piece because I would have jumped all over it if he had. I think the Freebooters was interesting. It was kind of a Conan kind of thing. Those are the two that stick out with me as far as Valiant. I know everybody liked Archer and Armstrong, but it didn't really visually appeal to me, so I never really picked it up.
I actually can't think of any Valiant characters that I would like to see anybody do.
X-Men War, that was pretty good.
Yeah, do you remember that issue of I think it was the first one where Ron Mars was writing and Bart Sears was drawing it, and it was Exo Man of War was a barbarian, but at the end we saw that he was just in this sort of like captive of these bad guys, and it was all in his mind that he was this barbarian. This big splash page at the end where it was a really cool story.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was really good because it was Bart doing his best Bart, and it was a great story idea, and you felt like you were reading a Conan comic, and you get right to the end, and it's Exo, but he's in his metal suit, but he's being held captive, and he's in this dream state or something.
That's clever.
Yeah. So
anyway, it was Ninjak Valiant.
Yeah, but that was Quesada did some of that stuff. It wasn't. It wasn't Barry Smith. Yeah, that's what I would do. I like Solar, and I like the Freebooters would be the two things off the top of my head. Although Barry didn't he do that big crossover thing? I don't know if they ever finished it though. What was that crossover event? I could have swore that Barry Smith was involved in that to a certain, maybe just covers or something.
See, but I'm still kind of bitter about Valiant. When I saw Freebooters, I thought it was Free Booty, and I bought it and was disappointed.
It totally was not. Have you guys ever seen the Woody Allen movie Take the Money and Run?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, there's a scene
where they're arguing about the spelling of his robbery note.
No. There was a scene. It might not have been that movie, but one of his movies, he went into a bookstore, and there was this. This was this adult magazine, and he bought all this extra crap to hide the adult magazine in. And the guy he's ringing everything up, and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "Hey, Martha, what's the price on this Big Jugs magazine?" It's like, oh my God.
That was a great scene. I remember that.
Oh, well.
Price
and then
check.
He married his daughter. So, what are you going to do?
Oh, wow.
Adopted daughter, so I guess it doesn't count. I don't know. Unity, they say, was the crossover at Valiant. Okay. You're saying Magnus. He drew Magnus? Maybe. Maybe he did. He probably did. I didn't like Magnus. Magnus was like in the future, right? But he wore a skirt. And I was like,
he was a robot fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wore a skirt.
Yeah, that was kind of odd.
Dude, get some pants on or something. What are you
did.
doing?
Yeah, I did a couple issues with Steve Rude.
Those are killed.
Yeah,
those are killed.
Put some pants on.
In the future, men will wear skirts. No.
Please, no. That sounds like a dystopian, one of those nightmare things.
I know, doesn't it? All right, let's do a little show and tell here. And also, well, Gary, you can bring it up, the auction thing, right now when you do your show and tell. So there we go. Gary, that looks like Ripley to me.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
Gee,
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a couple of pieces to share. Was kind of busy this week. This one I just kind of did for fun. And then once I started cross-hatching, I was like, what was I thinking? So all the cross-hatching on this is diagonal, all of it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And so even like all the shadows on her shirt, it's all diagonal. So there aren't any horizontal or vertical cross-hatching lines in it.
Judas Priest, man.
Wow. It's crazy. It's such a surreal feel to it. Because really interesting feel.
So when you pull back, it goes into gray.
It's like, the farther you get away from this, the more photographic it looks.
Right. When you pull
like that,
it up, you see it looks like comic art, but when you pull back, it
becomes very photographic. That's a really nice piece.
Thank you. Let's see.
Just can't believe anybody could do this. Just like, it's
this is all.
How?
You see, it's all brush inking. It's feathering. You see the thick to thins.
I know, but still.
Thick to thins. That's how I regulate the gray tones.
I know, but I'm just saying to do that. I don't know. Is there anyone else that can do that exists?
Well,
I would say you should do your own money. You could probably like make $1 bills. Just get a piece of paper, cut it the size, get some green ink.
The time it would take me to do that, I would have to do $1,000 bill, and nobody could pass out. I mean, you think my local 7-Eleven is going to take $1,000 bill?
Hey, you never know.
Okay, let's see.
That's when you know you're good. You got to test yourself, Gary. You got to
here's
challenge
another
yourself.
one I did this week.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that one. It's awesome, man.
Ooh.
So I had.
Did you do something similar to this before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's in my art book, and I did that one like 15, 16 years ago. So this is another version of it. I wanted to kind of make them a little scarier looking and a little more realistic.
It's a Ghost Rider?
Yes. So same technique, except for the splatter.
Nice.
Same technique, cross hatching, only diagonal feather lines.
Now, I'm guessing you had a skull for reference.
Yes.
So
and then
did you do the lighting on it to create what you wanted?
Yeah, I crafted the shadows. So I wanted, with the skull, the more shadows you add, the creepier he looks.
Yeah, that's a great piece.
It could be like an updated version of that National Lampoon's when Michael Jackson had his hair on fire.
Oh.
You just got to add some marshmallows.
This is what Michael Jackson would look like now.
You got to put marshmallows in there.
Hey guys, why are you talking about me, guys? Stop it.
So both this piece and the Ripley are available. And later on in the show, probably before the ending, we will do an auction. And where to go? I'd like to auction off this piece.
Somebody said
Oh,
too
wow.
soon.
That's cool, man.
Was that Zach?
This is kind of a recreation, reinterpretation. It's my inking, but it's definitely a Mike Zeck illustration.
I love the combo. I love what you did to it. I mean, I can see the Zeck in it, but then I can see you in it. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but see, Gary, you would be really good over Zach, or at least classic Zach, because because Beatty is the same type of inker as you are and very slick,
Right.
Or can be, but is very slick, and which really I thought suited Zach really, really well.
Yeah, and I loved what Beatty did on Zach, and so much so that when I try to ink Zach, I'm stealing from Beatty. It's hard not to. I mean, he was the definitive, in my opinion, the definitive Zach inker. I just love what he did. So anyway,
John shows up in the chat, so you better be careful talking about stealing from him. He'll.
Well, yeah, okay. So I know I'm inspired by Beatty.
So which pieces are you going to auction? Which
Yeah,
pieces are you auctioning? This and what else?
This one, not the other two.
Okay, just this Wolverine.
This one and this one.
Oh, little cyber frog.
Yeah. That's really good.
Now,
So
did you
this was-
try? Oh yeah, you inked him like Boland. I remember you talking.
Yeah,
about
this was my experiment. I wanted to try to do a Brian Boland looking ink job on this. This is one of his Ethan's older cyber frogs. I forget when he actually drew this. So I'm trying to do Boland lines here.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan has said it. Boland is now one of his influences. It moved him because he started out with a McFarlane kind of style, and then he decided he wanted to go more realistic and linear, and he picked Boland as an influence, and it does show for sure.
Yeah, so I tried to do Boland isms on this, and a few things that Ethan doesn't do, but a lot of the stuff Ethan does. But this is all again, this is all brushwork except for the circles. I templated all those, and there's a lot of circles. There's a lot of circles. So this will also be up for auction.
Man, these are two really good pieces.
Yeah.
Really
Comic
good.
Hinterlands wants to know how many hours on the Wolverine, Gary.
The Wolverine.
People ask you that, you're like, I didn't count. I don't know.
Probably. I don't know. Probably about 6.
There you go. 6 hours. That's a good.
Because I had to draw it first. So all those are on 11 by 17.
Okay. All right. So Dan, what have you got for us? Oh, right
well,
there.
I colored last week's drawing.
Oh,
And that was kind of cool. Turned
nice.
out pretty well. So yeah, it was fun. You can see it's pencil when you zoom in. That's my
hack.
scanning.
Should ink
Yeah,
that.
I know.
With those
But
color schemes,
overall-
that sort of airbrushy looking background, that could go on somebody's van. That would be so cool.
why not?
On
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the Kirby crackle a little bit there or whatever, but yeah, and it's funny. I drew these. These are just blue circles, but I put the purple over it. It kind of reminded me of the Universal. Logo,
yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, the little Universal globe.
So, hey, that's
spinning.
cool. So I just left it. I was going to render these planets as as real planets, and I just thought, you know what? I kind of like them as little color orbs. So
If I bought a minivan or an old van with a teardrop window and is it like a tattoo artist? Like you find a van artist and say, okay, here, recreate this on the side of my van. Is that kind of what they do?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Anybody just jump in. You can lie even if you don't know, just for conversation.
Oh yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks,
I
Patrick.
would know.
Well, it's like
Sounds
some.
about right.
What I was thinking about, because I mean, there's guys that everybody used to like they would airbrush Frazettas on the side of their vans, like in the 70s, right? And so I would assume that you find a good airbrush artist, you could just give them a piece and say, hey, they wouldn't have to be the one that created the piece necessarily to put it on there, kind of like a tattoo artist. You bring them a drawing and say, hey, replicate this on my arm or whatever.
Yeah.
Some
of those tattoo guys are really good, man.
I know, but you'd have to find
are really bad.
Yeah, I know. You got to be careful, right? So I wouldn't want to, spend money to have this on the side of my van and have the guy screw it up. You'd have to really, nail it.
Well, there are some amazing airbrush artists out there that do that kind of thing.
This could be a blacklight poster. When looking at this, though, I'm thinking blacklight.
Oh yeah, it could. That'd be a great blacklight poster. And sell it until Marvel gets pissed and tries to shut you down. That would be fun. But you do it. I don't want to get in trouble, but it would be funny if you
drive it up and down in front of the Marvel building.
I'll just put a shamrock on his forehead and call it War Luck,
Sean Willett says, this show is nursing me back to health, recovering from the flu. And Kaiser's coming down with the flu just as Sean Willits is coming out of it. So it's all part of the great circle of life.
He's taking it in. He draws it into himself, and then so you could become healed. We heal people.
Yeah. Should have got some.
Matt Watt says that warlock looks like he's about to perform a colonoscopy.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Have you seen that face on the doctor before? I mean, Matt, what are you talking about there? It's just
maybe he's talking about the instrument.
I'm not thinking I want that stuck anyplace. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I guess you feel it. It's that feeler's on the end there. You can kind of feel around or something.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much feeling for me. Okay.
I gotta look forward to the fillers, huh?
That's right. All right, Kaiser. That's great, Dan. Kaiser.
Ooh,
whoa!
Wow.
Oh man,
some
cool, man.
This is for
funky.
Actually, I'm not even supposed to show this, but this is for a trading card, I guess.
Oh yeah,
that's supposed to be like competition with Marvel Snap or whatever. So I did that for them, along with.
I love it. It's fantastic.
What else?
I love that kind of like that. Oh, have you seen that pit before? Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I believe so.
Let's see. Yeah, I think you did. Did you do that on the show, or did you do it while watching the show?
I did it while I was watching the show. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think what happened was I did this really great pit piece, and you were like going jealous, and so then
hold my beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a great piece. What was that Hulk one for? Just recreational?
Oh no, that was for the same card company.
You're not supposed to be showing us.
Yeah, you guys got
Shh, don't tell it. Wait a minute. Is that Batman and wait a minute. Go. Okay, that's a great Doom, but I want to see Batman and Scooby-Doo. What was that over there? Can you show us that one? Yeah, there it is. Batman, Scooby-Doo. No, right there at the end. Isn't that Batman and Scooby-Doo?
I did so many pieces. Where is it?
It's right there on it's the third row on the far. Yeah, there it is.
I love it.
Okay, dude, I love this piece, but I got to know what was the inspiration for this?
Warner Brothers commissioned me to do this.
Are you kidding me?
I love that.
Yeah,
they
wanted me to do something for. They said come up with a poster with Batman and Scooby Doo, and I was like, okay. And I not only came up with a poster, I had a little backstory for the reason why I drew the whole thing in the first place. So I'm not sure.
I love the whole thing. I love Scooby Doo, Batman, the cars. They both. And the was it castle in the background?
Where?
The castle that's a scary castle that resides in Gotham City.
Is there? Did this actually get made into a poster? Did it ever get used?
No, not yet. Warner Brothers has so many things. Yeah,
so they commissioned you to do this, but they haven't done anything with it yet.
They haven't done anything yet.
And I can see this. I can see this getting merchandise, lunch boxes, all kinds of stuff.
I know.
If this was a story, I would buy it just in hopes that I'd see Batman swat Scooby-Doo in the snout with a rolled up newspaper.
And you don't like Scooby-Doo.
No, that's
No,
all
I'm
right.
not really a Scooby-Doo guy, but I do like to put a little bit of weed in Shaggy's mouth every once in a while. Because he's a weed.
I'm sure Warner Brothers loves that, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
and I did this on Instagram Live. I don't know if you guys know who this is. It's a
No.
Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Yes.
Oh, okay. I did.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I did Chun-Li and her big thunder thighs.
Oh yeah. Chun-Li is from Street Fighter.
Yeah, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, have you ever tried to paint in Photoshop? Like,
Whatever, they're the same. Have I?
yeah.
No, because I
'Cause it
don't
is, honestly,
really-
it's a lot of fun. I'm just looking at this, and I can just tell by looking at it that Coran had a blast doing it, because it's like painting with in Photoshop. It's like having unlimited paint. You can just splash stuff on and take it
But
off.
you gotta have like custom brushes and stuff, though, don't you? I mean, 'cause
Nah, you don't
the
need anything
brushes that are in
special.
there don't really work. They
No.
don't really, you know.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, like as long as you know what you're doing, you can you'll have a lot of fun. I mean, you know your color theory and you know anatomy enough.
Right, but I don't. I just haven't fooled around with the brushes. I don't really.
Aaron, I never use anything other than the standard soft and hard brushes. Round
really?
Brushes. Nothing. I never use anything. No fancy brushes at all.
All right. See, now I'm feeling pressured. Maybe I should do that.
It's not because honestly, it's just like you can zoom in texture if you need it or something.
And this right here, this is Procreate. So like if you have an iPad, you can just for $10, you can just buy this program and create a whole bunch of stuff.
Is that it's a monthly program though, right? It's like $10 every month kind of thing.
No, it's just a one-time fee.
Really?
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
using Procreate these days.
$20.
I've never. Art of Roy is correct. Aaron is creating excuses not to do it. Time is always the thing, right? It's like you've got to do all your you do all your normal stuff. It's like me telling Kaiser, it's like, dude, you need to do a 10-page comic book story on art,
which is what I'm doing actually.
Yeah, but you've got to do this during the day because this is your paying gig, right? And so you're doing this all the time, and then you're trying to figure out some extra time to do the stuff on the board. I'm just the opposite, right? So I'd love to do it, but I got to have the time to do it.
Anyone, but you could make the time. But I think people are missing the point is that if anyone thinks Aaron is going to do artwork digitally and not be able to sell the original, they don't know Aaron.
That's exactly right. I would do one just to kind of see, but I'm too much into the mercenary aspect of.
I tell you that you still can't. I tell you, you can't really duplicate pen and paper with digital. Really, still there's the feel of it and all that. I just I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Here's our friend Jerome Moore, who also
Jerome.
Works in animation, works over at Warner Brothers. I never get
We
fancy.
talk about Jerome. We talk about you a lot on the show. We do.
That's my guy, Jerome. What's up, dude?
I tried to get.
We used to work on Young Justice together, me and Jerome.
Oh, did you? Excellent. I tried to get him on the show, but he's like, I'm camera shy. It's like no one wants to see. That's why I keep bugging you, Kaiser. You're like one of the only people that'll come on the show.
Aaron just admitted that he asks a lot of people before he gets to you.
No. That's no. Wait a minute. Well, no, I'm like, I don't want to bug Kaiser again, so I'll go ask so and so, and they're like, no, I don't want to draw on camera. So I'm like, Kaiser, help me out, man. It's always last minute with Kaiser. It's like I'm like, dude, can you come on in like an hour? So he almost always is here. So I appreciate it, man. I do.
Kaiser Kabobi.
Katie Did's in the chat, so watch out. There's going to be trouble afoot for sure.
She did, she did say hello to you first.
Did she?
Yes.
I didn't see it.
So you got to see.
And if I didn't see it, it didn't happen. I don't got time to look for it, Katie. I don't believe you did.
She did.
Oh, here's another Jerome. I like the idea of bridging traditional with digital. Illustrate on paper. Sell the black and white original and color it in digital and sell multiple prints. That's
There you go. See, that's a commercial
Bingo.
article.
That's right. Yep.
So Jerome knows what he's talking about. See, that's what you got to do, Aaron. Come to the
Whatever.
dark side.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You guys may be onto something. I do color my own covers in Photoshop, but it's not, it's typical comic book coloring. I'm not doing anything fancy like you guys are doing. I'm not sure I understand how. So, but anyway, okay, let's get rocking and rolling here. I got to change my formats. Is this the right one? No. This one. No. Where's your screen at? That's not it.
No, that's it.
How come your drawing's not coming up, Kaiser? This is the one I
don't
made
know.
for your. Because I
got
have
rid of
to
it.
add
There
it.
it is.
Yeah, I have to add it. Okay.
It's so small now. Oh no.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've got to share some stuff. Hang
Kaiser,
on.
he did that on purpose. Made it
No.
small.
All right, hang on. I got a couple things I want to show here. So I've just erase you guys entirely and to do this. Doggone it. My camera's disconnected. Talk amongst yourselves while I fix this.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
me and
to
Jerome,
recap,
we're-
we are doing an auction later in the show.
That's right.
Oh, Jerome is
okay,
saying
let me try
hi.
this
Hey,
again.
Gary.
All right, hang on a second.
Hey,
Let me try
Gary.
this.
Jerome is saying hey. Hey. Oh, hiya.
There it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is what, see, I did Conan like 2 nights ago, so I can't really do them again, but
Ooh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, wow.
Oh, sweet.
And that's really good.
oh, thank you. So there you go.
Yeah.
Of course, everything you see on this show is available for purchase. So, and I wanted to say the other thing I did was because I found this in my flat files like last week, and I was like, why? Okay, it's not in this portfolio, but let's just imagine if it were in that portfolio, what you might have just seen. Here it is. I found a bunch of stuff like that. It was half finished. There she is. Thunder Thighs herself. Oh, that's not
Move
it.
it over. That's
There
the
you go.
wrong Thunder Thigh.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
Chun-Li.
I think that might be the thickest female I've seen you draw.
Well, she has like big old thunder thighs, doesn't she? I mean, Kaiser,
Yeah.
you're a
Yeah.
gamer. aren't
Yeah, she does. She
you? Big
definitely
old
does.
thunder thighs. So there you go.
Yeah, she utilizes those in her roundhouse kicks.
Yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's and then because Creative Bay was pressuring me, I started working on this King Cole piece,
Oh, nice.
but
It has a
Early stages.
feel to it.
yes, Big John's inspiring me to go barbarian all the time. All right, guys, let's get drawn here. So we got 2 Conans and a Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Now, Marvel I did a Doctor Strange splash page in when I was working on Excalibur, because Chris Claremont said, "Hey, what do you want to draw?" And I said, "Can you work in Doctor Strange somehow?" And there we go. He said, "Yeah, I'll do that for you." And so I worked in Doctor Strange and Dormammu, and so I did this big, like when Doctor Strange entered, big splash page of Doctor Strange. Marvel made an action figure out of it using my pose and everything in the background. Everything was like part of the diorama or whatever that stands behind the figure on the little.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
No, they didn't send me one. I got no money. I got nothing.
That sounds like Marvel.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, like Marvel.
Anyway, that's just me crying. But
There's a lot of people out there that think that working for Marvel is like the goal of every artist. The problem is if you've worked for Marvel, you know better.
exactly. It's like these companies, they pay you, right? But they don't go. You're not going to get the extra mile or anything like that.
Do you guys get this? Will you post something and someone will say, "You should work for Marvel"?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've gotten that a billion times.
Well, and also there's like, you'd be great if you should draw, a series for Marvel, whatever it is, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think they're going to hire me, but thank you for your support.
Okay, I'm gonna have to start saying that to someone who makes a comment that I want to be sassy about. I'll just say thank you for your support. So you'll know, if you've heard the show, me say this on the show, you know what that really means. That's like, saying artwork is interesting. So if I ever say to you, I'm making this official, thank you for your support.
Your drawing is interesting.
There it is. See? Exactly what we're talking about.
Thank you for your support.
Pretty cool.
We talked about this. I don't know if it was last week or not, but this sort of the allure that Doctor Strange has for a lot of artists, because they're like, everybody who's like really, really good in the industry seems like they've drawn at least an issue of Doctor Strange.
Well, thank you.
And well, okay, other than Dan.
What?
But, I'm not saying everybody that drew him is good, Dan. I'm just saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of, like Conan, a lot of the top artists for some reason were drawn to Doctor Strange.
Well, because I think it's a non-superhero comic. It's more of a fantasy comic that it lends itself to more illustrative techniques than you necessarily do in a superhero comic. Like the Michael Golden issue is incredible, right? And Rudy Nebres did some really good issues. Barry Smith did Marvel Premiere #3, which is when they brought Doctor Strange back before they gave him his own series. And in that Marvel Premiere, there was like 14 issues or 12 issues of Doctor Strange. Barry Smith, Jim Starlin, Mike Plug, and Frank Bruner were the 4 guys that worked on that. And then, of course, when they gave him his own regular series in the 70s again, Bruner started off as the artist on it. Kevin Nolan has done some really cool Doctor Strange pieces.
Oh, yeah.
So it's weird, but everybody seems to dig Doctor Strange. And I'll tell you something right now. I am no exception. I like Doctor Strange.
What do you think of the movie?
Wait a minute.
The Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, was there just one movie, or has there been 2?
There were 2 or 3. I'm not sure.
What was the one with Scarlet Witch? I haven't seen. Was there one before that, or was that the first solo Doctor? No, the very first Doctor Strange solo movie. Yeah, I did see that and I liked it. Yeah, that's because that's when he went to Tibet or whatever. He wanted to be Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Dale A is asking, did Frazetta draw Doctor Strange?
No, I don't.
That would have been cool.
Awesome.
Well, Frazetta drawing anything would have been cool.
Yeah. Okay,
I'd like to see Frazetta draw Scooby-Doo.
That would have been cool, man.
It would be. I don't. Yeah, Frazetta was by the time Doctor Strange was around. I think Frazetta's Interesting Comics was.
No, he wasn't. Gone. Yeah, he wasn't. What was Frazetta's last comic book story? It was something in Warren magazine.
Yeah, right? It was creepy. It was creepy number. I think it was creepy #2. There was a werewolf story.
The werewolf one. It was just a couple of pages.
Yeah, but it was great.
Yeah, it was unbelievably great. I briefly thought about recreating one of those pages, and I was looking at it closely. I was like, "There's no way I could pull that off. No way."
Yeah, there was. The thing about him, like, and we've talked about this before with the romance comics and stuff he did.
Yeah.
His black placement.
I know.
And shadow effects and stuff.
Like when you look at the comics, you don't really see it, but when you look at good reproduction or his originals, his ink work is just ridiculous. There's so much amazing technique and subtlety that he uses that you don't see when it's reproduced. Question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the like the subtle feathering and things like that. That I mean, he was always working as an illustrator in comics, and I'm going to say, and maybe I'm wrong, but they must have had better reproduction on the newspaper strips than they did in the comics, right? Because he was inking for, even in the comic book stuff, it's very questionable how much of that fine feathering he did actually printed worth a darn.
Yeah, especially back then.
Yeah,
that stuff. A lot of the covers that he did, it does not translate well. And then you see the originals, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I know. Or even the reprint books, those romance reprint books.
Right. Katie's asking, what did I think of the puppet when I got it? I don't have the actual puppet yet. He's Andrew, the ripoff versus guy who does the puppets. He does an amazing job, by the way. He just sent me the clips. He is shipping me the actual puppet, and I will utilize. Little G will make an appearance in future Graybeard shows when he arrives from Hungary.
Now this is a where's he at again?
He lives in Hungary,
Wow.
but he's not Hungarian.
He's British, right?
British, yeah.
I want to dig up those. I'm tempted here to dig up those Frazetta romance because I got them in that book.
Yeah. I'm sorry, could we follow up on Katie's question? Yeah, when I first saw the clips, I loved it, and I couldn't be happier. He does great work.
Okay, here's a question for you on those puppet things. Did you did you dub your voice over the top of his videos, or did you send him a voice recording and he did the?
No, he just asked me for phrases that he could make the clips with, and so I recorded those and sent them to him. He was going to AI my voice.
That's what I was wondering if.
That's what he originally said, that he was going to AI my voice, and I just made recordings and sent them to him, and he just used the recordings.
Yeah, because I was talking to David Williams about those, and he was like, how do you do the voice? And I go, I don't know. Is that David thought maybe it was AI, and I thought I never thought of that. Maybe it is, but
that's what he offered, and he was communicating to me through Twitter, private message, but he was doing, his messages were really long, and so he was doing voice messages, and so I just voice message back those little things, and he just used those.
Well, it worked out quite well.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I wanted to hear the AI version.
Well, now everybody wants to do like puppets. Like, for what he charged you, I'm like, where's my?
Yeah, anyone out there thinking about doing it, he's very reasonable. You can get a hold of him on Twitter.
Oh. Take 5. That's interesting. Take 6. How many did you have to do?
I don't know. I did like 5 or 6.
Cut it from the top again. That's interesting.
No, he just asked for little sayings, and so I just read them off, and then he just used them.
Cut. It's all wrong.
Gary, you got to put a little love into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really mean it.
There you go, Aaron. Yeah, I would love to see the original art to those pages, but the reproduction on that book is not bad.
No, this is, I think, Russ Cochran did this. But there's this one panel here. The Jungle Love is his best work.
Yeah.
This, our Untamed Love, excuse me, here. Story.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Like,
Yeah, I think I have that book. Yeah, it's great.
because
book.
this guy who looks like Buster Crab, but look at that lighting.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Well, look at the underlighting on the panel below.
Yeah. And then this stuff, like right here, you know, it's just like he's shading in like most of the face. There's one where he's lighting up a smoke. Look at those lions right there.
I know.
Wow.
So good.
There, that's the one. I love this.
Yeah.
I have copied this before. Look at that lighting effect.
Yeah.
Wow. Looks a little bit like Tom Cruise.
Except he's taller.
Yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
Tracy.
And this, I mean, and that lion is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. And he was probably like in his 20s when he did this. That's what really pisses me off.
Yeah, I know.
Is Frank Frazetta who's the artist?
Yeah, Frazetta.
Wow.
These are like 1950s romance comics. This is a collection of romance comics. And it's just some of the best stuff you'd ever want to see.
Yep.
This
Yeah, I had
was-
a conversation with Kevin Nolan about this stuff. And when I was looking at some of this stuff at one point, I thought, wait a minute, this looks like Kevin Nolan. Because Frazetta was swiping from Kevin Nolan. So I asked him flat out, are you influenced by Frazetta? And he said, influenced nothing. I swipe from Frazetta.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I was looking at his cross-hatching shading, like on his soft edges on his black shadows. Kevin does. He'll go and use the exact same Frazetta. Like,
Yeah.
Look at this little stat.
I know. To throw that in the foreground just for, design.
Yeah, that guy has that in his dressing room in this.
Right.
Because this is like a soap opera TV show romance backstage thing. This guy's got that in his room.
Yeah.
I want to get that statue. Where can I get
Yes, me too.
that? All right, there you go. Little Frazetta sidebar, which is always a good thing.
Didn't Frank Frazetta say something about how he didn't really study like the anatomy of a tiger or whatever? He just sort of remembered it.
Well, I think Frazetta's a liar. I think he well, no, I mean in the sense that I think he sort of created his own mystique.
Yeah.
I think he said I never used a reference, but you can find all kinds of photo references that he used, and but he definitely had his own take on like horses and lions and things like that. But I can't believe that he didn't at some point, have some reference to go by.
Yeah. There's that one Conan piece. It was originally that he actually painted over. It was for the Conan the Buccaneer, the one, the famous battle scene.
Yeah.
And if you look at one of the figures is actually swiped from another classic painting.
Really?
And the interesting thing is the one figure that he swiped, that's the one figure I never liked. Like all the others I really liked, and I'm like, I don't like this one figure.
Why did you swipe that one?
And it's like, and
Because
that's
no
the
one
one that
would
doesn't
notice.
look good. Like
Yeah,
he should
no one would notice.
he should have done his own thing,
All right, now I got to bring that up. I'm never gonna get this done. Stealth for $2. He offers up a waffle, corn on the cob, cheeseburger, fries, hot dog, box of apple juice. Always like those. Still do. Boy, is that
Yeah, but you could like
is that creme brulee
deflate
right
your
there?
lung trying to drink the juice out with those little tiny straws.
Well, yeah, but it prepared you for like if you like to underwater swim. Yeah, is that creme brulee or flan? Yeah, okay, good. Hey, I pegged that. My mom makes this or used to. So good. And a glass of milk. Thank you, Stealth. I haven't had lunch yet. Appreciate that. Really very helpful. All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna dig up that Frazetta piece. You said that's Frazetta, what, the Buccaneer? Or
well, that's what it was in the novel, the name of it, but
Conan I
don't know
if I can spell
the
Buccaneer.
actual painting is called.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's two of them where he's at the top of a pile where he's fighting people.
Right, and there's the one where looks like he's choking some guy to death. And then there's the one where he repainted over that, which breaks my heart every time I think about it.
Okay, so you want the one where he's choking the guy?
Either one, the figure's the same in both. The lower figure.
In both paintings?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, hang on a second. Well, why do they post stuff on the internet and then it's fuzzy? You know, you blow it up, you can't. All right, here we go. So here's the one with the axe where he's drawing the axe. I love this one. This is like my fave.
Well, let's see, put it up so we can see it.
Well, I'm going to, Dan, as soon as I.
Right now.
Patience, Dan. Patience.
I got to find one that's like high res enough that it'll show. Okay, here's the one where he's choking the dude, because this is higher res than the other one. So let's take a look at this one first. There we go.
Glitch says, chop, chop, Aaron.
Yeah. I'm working on it. Okay, here we go. That's not where I want that. I got to change my format for a minute. Okay, hang on a second here.
Dead air.
Yeah, I know. Give me a second here. I'm trying to.
Aaron, by the way, Katie says, tell him, Dan.
See? Katie, she just waits for an opportunity to.
Best name I can think of says, do it while Gary is still alive.
All right, there it is. Okay, Dan, so what are we looking for here?
Near the bottom, the guy laying down at the bottom, right near the moon.
Right near the moon.
You know, the guy that's mooning you.
Oh. So the guy laying
face down.
Yeah, on his side.
I believe that's from another painting, yes.
All right, and you're saying he used it again in the other Conan painting as well?
I think he only repainted over the single figure. I think everything was left the same.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're right. I am so dumb. I never noticed this before.
Yeah.
But see, all the figures.
Look at here's the other one. Here's the other one. Now this is the repaint, which I love this.
I love them both, but you know,
because I love Conan's like much more, you know, the dynamic, the pose.
Yeah, the dynamics are cool.
But then there's that guy again laying right there, laying on the bottom, and there's the guy with his butt cheek. Why are you fighting in a battle without any pants on?
Well, maybe if someone was fighting and it kind of crept up behind him and pulled his pants
That's
down.
Right.
He had pants on.
I fight naked. Aaron, respect naked people when they fight. I fight naked all the time.
I run away from naked. I run away from naked people. Pal.
I don't get in fights with naked people. I run.
Release the naked.
Well, it's like some of the guys got pants on, but there's a couple of guys that don't.
The general sitting up on the hill.
That's what we really got to start running.
Flag and the cavalry comes charging down to flank him, and then he waves another flag, and here come the naked guys.
No, look at. Even in biblical times, guys like girded up their loins before battle. I mean, come on, what is this guy doing?
Well, maybe it was hot out.
Look at if you saw some guy.
I mean, it looks like nothing. There's fire. There's fire all around them. I'm gonna get naked.
Yeah, it's too hot. But
hold on a second, Aaron. Sequin skull artist says release the Kraken.
Skull Nasher says some Celts did not wear clothes while fighting, so it makes sense. I look at if some guy was running at me with a sword with his junk hanging out, that's where I'd stab him first. I'd stab him right in his junk.
See that's where I would utilize the phrase "run away."
Run for cover.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, it may have been historically accurate, but I'm not on board with I don't know that I would be I don't know that I'd be there we go. Toshio, girdle up them loins, boys. Exactly. That's what they did for battle. I mean, specifically, gird up your loins for battle. That is like a saying. This guy should not have been on the battlefield. He was not girded up properly.
Yep.
Well, I don't know.
Let's
You
change
said everybody
quickly.
thinks-
Let's change the subject. Let's do a corn dog update.
Everybody, hang on a second. Everybody is saying in the chat that the Celts fought naked. Now, were they good? Were they good fighters?
They don't have to be. They're naked.
Well, I mean, was their technique effective? That's what I'm trying to get at
I
here.
don't know.
Randy Howell says 86 likes. If we hit 100, Gary puts on pants.
Okay. Well, you know.
Okay, Aaron, could you pull up my screen? It's time for a corn dog update.
Oh boy. All right. Wait a minute. Hang on. Before we do that, I think it's only appropriate that we do this.
Corn dogs. Corn dogs. Corn dogs.
There we go. A little corn dog intro for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see here. Okay. See, I got to switch to accommodate Kaiser. I've got to I got to switch. There we go. Okay.
So I was at my local Winco this morning, as I mentioned earlier, and I checked out the corn dogs, and look at those beauties.
So
every one of them cooked to perfection, except look at the pan they're in. Look how disgusting it is.
Oh yeah, no way.
Well, so
I refrained from purchasing corn dogs because that pan was questionable.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you're saying they came through with some good-looking corn dogs, but because the pan was lacking, you still didn't go for it.
No, I did not. No, because there was they had some clean pans around, but that one was like, well, come on, you can see for yourself. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's all flavor.
So anyway, at least their corn dog game is up. They just need to work on their their sanitation game. And
this is Winco?
Winco, yeah. And while you have my screen,
yeah. I
listened to old radio shows while I'm working, and I came across this one. Matt Neffler, boy spot welder.
That was actually a radio show?
Yeah. From workshop to hero. And here he is working on a car. And it's like this week's episode of intrigue and suspense. Matt is out of work.
That was like AI image.
But as I was looking closer at this, I noticed, if you look in the upper left-hand corner.
Yes.
Where is it? Featuring the voice talents of Dan Lawlis.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Whoa. So, Dan, how did you not let us know that you were voice talent for an old radio show?
And apparently a time traveler, too. God darn it. Why'd you let that out of the bag, man?
Dan Lawlis.
I got to keep moving. I got to keep moving and changing my name. Changing
Matt
my address and stuff.
Boy spot welder.
There it is. It's Dan Lawlis. Wow. Who would have thought?
See, I do look young for my age. That's the thing here. You guys are catching on.
Appeal. So, Dan, last week, you were trying to come up with some ideas for your Valentine's Day card for your wife.
Oh, yeah.
Did you actually settle on one of those, or what did you end up using? Can you tell us?
Yeah. I think I kind of worked out all right.
Okay.
She kind of, a little bit of a funny reaction, but I think it was good. I wrote a pretty. Let me see what I wrote here. Shoot. What did I write? Oh yeah. So this was the last we left it. I was going with you're a great wife, just great. This is what I to write in the card, right?
Right.
And so I thought I have two here. I narrowed it down to two, and this is the first one.
Okay.
Your love has given my life meaning and joy that grows with every passing day. You are my love, my light, and I'm yours always.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, that was, but it was good. I thought it was that. I mean, you guys are. I can't write. I thought I got it. I finally got it, but it wasn't good enough. I just felt like I needed to have something to say more about. She's like an extraordinary woman, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I came up with this is sort of derivative that you're a great wife, just great. I said you're a freakishly extraordinary wife, just freakish.
Oh,
That's what you that's what you decided.
I want to say extraordinary, but I wanted an adjective that really, what do you say that's really, she's unusually extraordinary,
Yeah, I think you should
thought
emphasize
freakishly
the extraordinary part.
yeah.
Freakishly,
You're a freakishly extraordinary wife, just freakish.
just freakish, and that's what you went with.
Yeah, she sort of nodded her head and said, "Okay, that's really nice, thank you." So I thought it was a positive response,
Were you sleeping on the couch after that?
No, she thought it was, she knows I tried.
Yeah, you could have made it more romantic and said you're circishly, freakishly extraordinary. So throw circus in the mix.
No,
that's because that sounds like she's in the like a freak in the circus. I'm just trying to say it's just a freak.
Maybe
accent.
Extraordinary. Yours is better.
Yes, her extraordinariness is freakish. Like, oh my gosh, it's so extraordinary. The word is extraordinary, and you have to try to come up with an adverb, or what is it, an adjective, to enhance that.
Don't use that term. Just go with something. Freakishly just sounds horrible. Don't say that. Women don't like that word when referring to them.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's probably true.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it worked out for you. I wouldn't have guessed that, but
Yeah, well, she seemed pretty happy. So
did she really though?
Well, like I said, she kind of nodded her head. Okay.
Huh? Did she make that?
Yeah. Not to mention, it was kind of like she's okay, and then all right, thank you.
It's like Queen Mickey says for Valentine's Day she got a sandwich maker.
Ooh,
That's the perfect gift.
I know that's not quite as good as getting a bowling ball, but it's right up there.
It's the perfect gift to give, not to receive.
Right.
That's the gift that keeps on giving, though.
It does. I want a sandwich maker. Actually, I want a person that will make me a sandwich. That's kind of like a sandwich maker.
That's true. I hadn't thought of it that way. You're right.
Will you be my sandwich maker? Is that possible?
that could be like a Valentine
instead of my Valentine.
And they just wait around until you're ready for another sandwich.
That could replace "Will you be my Valentine?" It'd be like,
well, they could be. They don't have to necessarily wait around, but if you had like a certain time that sandwiches were to be made.
But don't you like wake up in the middle of the night and hankering for a sandwich?
But
I mean, like over here in Jersey, and then we got Jersey Mike's, and that's when I might want to use that. Hey, well, Jersey Mike's.
I guess that's all right.
Yeah, so you want a sandwich maker on call 24/7.
Yeah. Well, you've been my sandwich maker. Yeah, sure. I mean, what do you want? What are you talking about? Ham, cheese? What kind of cheese are you talking about?
I feel like you worked there. That's kind of my feeling. That's the vibe I'm getting from you, is that you were.
Katie's giving us some inside poop. She says, "No, you say, babe, you make the best sandwiches.
Ooh, yes.
So you pad it with a compliment first.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so
You
she
make
can't
the best
resist to
sandwiches?
make you another one when you ask.
Well, so would you say then, you would say, hey, honey, you make the best sandwiches. And to make your life easier, I bought you this sandwich maker.
How about if you kind of like
Is that what we're talking
Like-
about here?
like
It is.
sort of challenge them or doubt them, like, you can't make a sandwich. You can't
Yeah,
make a really
and then
good,
she's like, "Yes, I can." It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
bought a
can't-
sandwich maker.
you can't make a delicious sandwich that I'll love. Not a chance. I don't think.
Dan, you have to confirm or deny this. Old Dirty Fatty says sandwich maker is Dan's cute nickname for his wife.
That would be a denial. But I'm not against it, you know. I'll ask.
Well, I haven't used it before, but I'm not against it. I like that.
I'll give it a try.
Best name I can think
and
of for
I'll let you know how
two.
good.
At least he says at least Dan didn't compliment her tarantula.
Oh boy.
Gosh, here we go. Poor Tina once again.
I think there's an appropriate little Gary that I'd like you to pull up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's time this a little bit better. Best name I can think of for $2. At least Dan didn't compliment her tarantula.
Swine.
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay. Are you drawing? Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought for a second you were drawing. Is that 4 or is that Kaiser? For a half a second, I thought, is that Elmer Fudd from What's Opera Doc with his little horned helmet thing?
It's Conan. He's got horns right on his helmet.
Yeah.
He does now. Yeah, he does have. You're right. That's very
He's got the wings, and he also has the
yeah. That's
Hey, quit copying me.
that's very Barry Smith of you. Actually.
I got it from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, they got it from Barry Smith then.
No, they got it from Frank Frazetta.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Frazetta did predate.
Yeah.
Frankie
He did
baby.
predate Barry. So
I wasn't a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger when he started talking in his movies. I was like, that's a weird accent.
hey, I was such a fan because I was really into lifting back in the my younger days when not every part of my body hurt, and I was really into bodybuilding, and Arnold was like my hero. So when he became an actor, I was like, I didn't care if he was horrible. I just was like, dude, that dude's ripped, man.
Yeah. Was that when he did the Pumping Iron movie?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And he talked so much trash in that movie. It was great. He was going there trying to psych out Lou Ferrigno, and
yeah.
Backing up a little bit, Queen Mickey's giving us an update on the sandwich maker.
okay.
I think she this is the definitive way to give a sandwich maker. She says it was a very nice sandwich maker. I opened it up and there were tickets to Hawaii.
Whoa. Well, that's next level sandwich making right
Yep.
there.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's how you give a sandwich maker right there.
Yeah, and
We have
and
been,
and when she gets so mad when she gets a sandwich maker, then she feels really guilty.
Right.
When she what?
I think our
sandwich
first
maker. What is this?
I got Shelly a mop and a bucket on her first Christmas. I thought it was hilarious. She didn't think it was that funny.
Oh, you really did that?
Oh no.
Yeah, but it wasn't the only gift I got her. It was one of the gifts I got her.
Oh man.
That is hilarious.
It is. It's funny.
That is hilarious, boy.
Uh,
That's genius.
That's love, yeah.
Because even when we got married, I don't think anybody still used a mop and a bucket at that point.
No.
So when's Mickey? Mickey, when are you going to Hawaii then? When do you cash in on the tickets?
Yeah, who are you taking?
Well, I assume whoever gave her the tickets is
Well, that's, you never know.
That's true. Wouldn't that be funny? Some guy gives her the ticket. She's like, "Oh yeah, thanks," and she calls some other dude.
Yep.
Like later. Ouch.
I need to call my pool guy.
My pool guy.
Or what if she just accepted the tickets and said thanks and then just left and went by herself?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Geek Avenger of $5. Aaron was into bodybuilding pics, or it didn't happen. All right. I don't have them handy, but I will dig some up. No, I wasn't a competitive bodybuilder. I was just into lifting, and I was reading
all this time.
All the time. And
all this time, Aaron's been dropping hints about his lifting, and finally, somebody asked for pics. Aaron has been waiting. Waiting for this day. It's finally come.
It's finally come. No, I'll show you.
I don't even know if I could find them. Oh, they're right here.
No, it is. I don't know where that one's at. I've only got a couple. But anyway, I'll find him.
Are you talking about the ones that you have framed in your office over there?
Yeah. No, I had life-size cutouts, where you can stick your head in the cutout.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was working commercial art, somebody in the studio I was working at, one of the jobs I got was somebody wanted a Arnold Schwarzenegger like life-size thing with the head cut out so that you could stick your head in for photos.
Yeah.
And I actually had to make that. So I had to go find a photo of his that I could blow up to that size, get it blown up, get it posted on attached to the foam core or whatever. I can't remember if it was cardboard or foam core that I used, and then cut around it, so it was just Schwarzenegger and then the hole in the head. And so that's like, man, when you're working in commercial art, it's like no job is too small or, to take. It all counts.
Work is work.
Yep. But I was working for this studio, so it was something that was handed to me. But when I first started working there, I didn't get all the the cream of the crop jobs. I was the guy who had to. Dan, you know this. You're still doing it. I was the guy that Friday I was getting ready to leave, and then Wyden and Kennedy, which is a big ad agency here in Portland, would call and needed some commercial storyboarded by Monday morning.
Oh
yeah, there goes my weekend. Guess I'll be doing that here.
I found some of your bodybuilding pics.
Oh, excellent. I didn't know they were on the internet. That's awesome. Sequential for $5. Thank you. He said, did anyone ever check out Barry Windsor-Smith's Monsters graphic novel? I have not read it.
Yeah, I have that.
Okay, wait a minute. Geek Avenger for $5 says, I entered my first bodybuilding contest on my 16th birthday. I'll post the pic on Twitter. All right. We got a little competition going now. Okay, here, Gary, this is what you found of my, okay.
Your bodybuilding.
Oops. I just ruined that joke. I gotta remember to switch screens because I've got, there we go.
And then Aaron went on a crash diet, and this is what happens.
Is this a reverse like bodybuilding? I was like,
this is what happens when you lose weight too quickly.
Okay.
Wow. Well,
Interesting.
light on your feet now.
That's Aaron at his peak.
Look at how ripped I was. Oh gosh. John says Aaron was building all of the body. So
It was just one big, strong stomach muscle because they've been doing so many sit-ups.
yeah, the good old days when I used to be in shape. Yeah.
Yeah, art isn't really conducive to physical fitness, is it?
No, and I used to think I would never quit working out, and yet here I am. But I failed to realize that when I get older that, everything starts hurting, and it's like,
you don't do any exercise?
Shoulders hurt. I don't want to go push iron, It's like I'm already in pain.
What kind of exercise do you do? Do you do something, right?
No.
Walking? Walk.
You thought for a second about lying, but then you decided, well, what's the use?
Might as well. Yeah, really, what's the point? No, I walk the dog. I take him for a mile walk when it's not raining, but around here that's like rare. No, dude, I worked out like regularly till I was in my 40s, and then started up again in my 50s when my son was in high school. And it's just, my shoulders are shot. I've already had shoulder surgery, and they're telling me, don't do bench press or anything anymore.
Oh yeah.
You can do push-ups. So I used to do push-ups all the time, but then I got to a point where it just kept hurting my shoulder, my surgically repaired shoulder, and I just
it gets to the point
pain all the time.
Yeah, I think shoulders are the first to go.
Yeah,
I had the same. I didn't have surgery, but I have shoulder problems.
Yep. So I keep thinking, next week that's going to be the day that I get back to working out, and
yep,
hasn't made it yet. So. But hope springs eternal.
Yeah, I since I've been coaching, I've been playing a little bit with the with the young lads, and the other day I got on the business end of an elbow, so I
That is so funny because I was still doing rec league basketball when I was like 29, and then in one season I tore ligaments in my ankle and got a dislocated jaw because I took a shot to the chin on a rebound, and I was like, "That's it. Why am I doing this?" Geek Avenger for $2 says, "No, that sucks. I can still use my shoulders." Well, I overtrained constantly, which is so dumb, but
The funny thing is, I remember when I was, playing sports in school, I played football. I never got injured. Basketball was the one I got injured in. And I think it's because there's no protection, knees and people step on your foot and stuff like that. And then the ground, it grips, that floor.
The hardwood floor.
Yeah. And it doesn't give, so there's no.
I didn't get injured in sports either because I didn't play any sports. I was in art class.
And maybe that's why you're where you're at and we're at where we're at. But,
you gotta watch out for those.
No, I never got. I never got hurt playing basketball. It's weird. I got hurt doing other things, but never playing basketball.
Really, I got hurt all the time.
Almost got in a fight a couple times playing basketball, but never got hurt. I used to talk trash a little bit too much.
I guess I should say I use the word play sports loosely because I kind of more of a bench warmer.
You're on the team. Is that what you're saying?
I did make the team sometimes, but
No, I ran track. I was a sprinter when I was in school.
Really?
Yeah.
Give us your best 100 time. What was it?
I don't even know. I quit before I even found out. I just know I was one of the fastest kids in school when I was in high school. Because me and my friend who was the fastest kid in my high school, we used to race each other since we were little kids. and yeah, he just grew up and became fast, like I guess. But and so he had talked me into like joining track, but I was like, it's either this or advanced art class after school. Which one should I choose? I chose the art.
I had one of my best friends in elementary school. We used to race a lot, and I could always beat him. And then he went on to a different junior high and high school than I did, so I lost track with him. Years later, I was a triple jumper in track in high school. In my senior year, we were at the district championships, and everybody was talking about this one kid who was like, that guy's going to the Olympics. It's like, what are you talking about? That kid over there. And is this Greek god. He was just carved from marble, just amazing looking. And he is a senior in high school, but he definitely looked like an Olympic athlete. The Olympics was coming up, and he'd been picked for the relay team. Who is that? Oh, that's Millard Hampton. Millard Hampton, that's the kid that I used to beat in elementary school.
What happened?
Yeah, look at him and look at me. Then he won a gold medal in the relay.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, did he know Tarantula Tina by any chance?
No, it's different. Well, oh no, he would have remembered her from elementary school. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe he was running from Tina, and that's how he got.
Just to visualize Tina. Dude, why didn't I think of that?
Poor Tina. Well,
I ran track, but I was just too slow. When the slow guys, they put you in the mile, so I was a distance guy.
Oh yeah. Like, here, you keep running for a while. Maybe
Yeah,
you'll get
exactly.
faster.
But actually, I wasn't that bad. I mean,
Keep running.
I almost broke 5 minutes. I came really close to it.
Well, that's
Yeah, somebody tell Dan the race is over. No, just let him keep running.
Like Forrest Gump, just kind of.
well, it's like, and if you're not good at track, then they put you on cross country. You can run for miles, and
Yeah, let's to keep him going. See if he can win a race at something.
yeah, exactly. Just keep going until everybody drops and you win.
Geek Avenger says, okay, that definitely looks like Doc Strange. So it's been questionable up until this point?
Well, I started over again, which I'm, want to do at points. So. I pulled up some Kevin Nolan reference to do the costume, and I'm like, oh, he's killing me. Like, this is so bad compared to what he did.
I remember the studio days. Was it Ron Randall was working on some project, and I was looking over his shoulder, and he was definitely swiping Kevin Nolan. I mean, he was doing the rendering and everything. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Ron, you've been looking at Kevin Nolan lately?" And he flatly denied it. It was like, "No." It's like, "Okay, Ron, what are you saying?"
Tell anybody that'll kill you.
That's right. Yeah, you threatened my life.
We were all, because we were always looking at Adam Hughes, and then you could tell Adam Hughes went through this period where he was looking at Kevin Nolan and using some little Nolanisms in how his shading and stuff. And then I don't remember who it was that brought in that Penthouse comics magazine. Probably Haley, but it had that incredible Kevin Nolan story in it. Or the guy was a Russian agent or something. It was just incredible, the artwork in it.
I think Nolan is easier to swipe from than Frazetta. That Nolan kind of filtered it to where we could understand what Frazetta was doing. And so that's why so many people swipe from Nolan.
Kevin he is a it's like Mignola almost. He's a very strong stylist, and you can really pick up his beats pretty easily because it's kind of like Arthur Adams is too. You know, there's no, I don't want to say there's no subtlety to it because there is, but it's very clear what the stylistic touches they're using.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's easy to emulate, not draw as well, but emulate the stylistic touches.
Right. Yeah.
Evil One, Chris for $5. He says, all my super chats have been negative lately, probably because I've been sick for 20 days now. So I'll say something positive. I miss Shelly's pretty face. I'll let her know that you said that,
That's
Chris.
nice.
So she'll appreciate that very much. The rest of us, however, as usual, I feel a little bit
Hey,
slighted.
what about our pretty faces?
Are you getting any better? Or are you still sick?
Look at this. They're ganging up on us now. Geek Avenger for 2. Evil One, I'll toast to that. I'm going to turn that positive and say that that's just, they're being nice to Shelly, not being rude to us.
Aaron, it's getting to that point where I ask the inevitable question: what's the time situation?
No, we can't be that close to it, can we? Oh God, we are about 20 minutes.
Are we? Oh shoot! I get it. Here we are.
Hey, Gary, bring up tell people about those auctions coming up here, in case they came in late.
We can do it now,
All right.
Okay.
unless you want to wait till after the show. We can do it, depending on your time, Aaron.
No, I mean I'm fine for if we start like a few minutes after 4 o'clock or somewhere around 4 o'clock, I think we'll be fine.
Okay. So that's the official. The auction takes place after the drawing is finished,
I don't really care for that.
like about 4 o'clock West Coast time.
Well, do you want to share what you're auctioning?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give a little preview
Okay,
in case somebody missed it.
let me find that
'Cause
file.
Those are
and
some
as Gary's-
really,
As Gary's digging that stuff up, I am going to have my garage sale special on Sunday during my Sunday show. So I'll have a bunch of items that are just, marked down. There'll be some original artwork. There'll be some books, some prints, things like that. I haven't got the entire arsenal together yet, but so I'll be doing that on my Sunday show. And I believe Gary has a few items he wants to throw out.
Yes, I will
And he'll
join you.
join me at least for, if not all the show, at least part of the show. So
I'll have a few things, couple pieces of art, some collectibles, and some books.
there you go. So you don't want to miss that on Aaron Live on Sunday, the special garage sale episode.
And I'm ready to share the auction artwork.
Gosh darn it. Hang on. Oh, there we go. There it is. So you got the Mike Zeck piece.
The Zeck Recreation Re-Ink, 11 by 17. And the Ethan Van Sciver, Brian Boland style inking piece. These will go up for auction. And also 11 by 17.
All right, and that'll be right around 4 o'clock. So tell your friends and family to join in.
That Zek piece is fantastic. I love it.
Dan, are you drawing individual pieces of chainmail?
I am. Well, that's his style, and he's got super. I mean, I'm not going to finish this baby today, but.
Well, I want to call you out a little bit, Dan, because I noticed you look like you had some stuff pre-drawn on there.
Well, I did do. I always do a little sketchy thing.
What?
Oh, wow.
I always do that.
I'm finding that to be what's the word I'm looking for? Cheating.
Cheating? No.
Hey, why is that cheating?
No,
That's the word. Yeah.
Can't wait to see what you do.
If it were a competition, I'd have to disqualify you, Dan. for
Really?
cheating, But see, I expect that from inkers. Like Rob Hunter did that. He came on the show and he had the thing practically finished by the time he started.
I'm drawing it from scratch on a piece of paper, though.
Evil One says, Gary, how much would that Wolverine go for?
Well, it'll be up for auction, so it's up to you.
That's right. It could be a steal. It could be a steal.
I think minimum bid will be 100, so that you might be able to get it for that. Although I would not be happy if you got it for that, but it's possible.
But hey, that's the risk.
It's possible.
So if you want to make Gary mad, just
Yeah, you'll be next week's What's My Beef.
speaking of that, do you have a this week's What's Your Beef?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. This is Gary's. Wait a minute.
Where's the beef?
Did you sell the Iron Fist? Are you Geek? Is that directed at me? The one I posted on Twitter?
Yeah, you're the only one that's done an Iron Fist.
That was that was a commission from years ago. So yeah, it's long gone.
Oh, so it's gone.
Yeah, but now it's time for What's Gary's Beef.
What's Gary's beef?
All right. We were talking about, Aaron and I in the green room, talking about college sports, and it just so happened that my beef happens to be team mascot names. So I'm involved in some junior high basketball coaching. And some of the names for some of these teams, let me just read a couple of them. One of the team's name is Buck-tatoes. This is
What
a
does that
basketball.
even mean?
What's a buck-tato?
Sounds good. Sounds delicious.
Okay, here's another name. Oreo McBlaze. I am not joking.
Oreo McBlaze.
Oreo McBlaze.
These are the team names.
It's a team name.
But you know what they do? They sit around and go, "Okay, kids, what do you want to name?"
Yeah.
And that's what you get. Yep.
Yeah, and one of the better ones,
Interesting.
the electric jelly beans.
I kind of like that.
That's bad.
But it reminded me of lame mascot names for college and pro sports, and so I came up with a list of my own. And being in the Oregon area, I've always hated the Ducks and the Beavers. I mean, how intimidating is that? You want the Bears or the Lions, something ferocious, not, oh no, look, here's a beaver coming at me, I better run.
Now, wait a minute, is this a Tina joke?
No. Darren, wow, you were quick on the draw on that one.
Oh, I just can't. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a list of some of the better team names. Campbell University, they're the Fighting Camels.
Now, are these real or are these ones?
This is real.
Okay.
Campbell University, the Fighting Camels.
Okay.
Minnesota, they're the Golden Gophers.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, so hey, they had a meeting and said, we name our team the Gophers. That's not really that scary. What if we put a color in front of it? Okay, of course.
Precious.
University of Arkansas, the Bull Weevils.
No, they're Razorbacks. Arkansas is the Razorbacks.
They used to be the Bull Weevils.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, you know Nebraska, the Cornhuskers. They used to
Don't
be
worry,
the bug
don't-
eaters.
Okay.
Really?
Don't worry, we're getting to them.
Okay.
Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons.
Well, that's kind of
Sounds like a Catholic.
So they named them the Deacons. So it's like nobody's going to be scared. But if they're evil deacons,
they're
Yes.
demon deacons.
Right.
Now we're talking. All right.
Delaware are the Blue Hens. St. Bonaventure are the Bonnies.
What is? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I know. Delta State, the Fighting Okra.
Wait a minute. Is it
What's the
okra?
color?
Is that like an herb or something? I mean, what is it?
It's like it's cereal. Okay, and then remember the New York Mets. Mets is short for Metropolitans.
Well, they're
That's not bad, actually.
they're in the,
Are you kidding?
Well, I mean, it's
The
like just where you're from.
Metropolitans?
It's like
No,
saying where you're
Some
from.
dude
you know?
in a bowler hat and a cane? Yeah, he's really tough.
Now wait a minute. One of my favorites is the Texas Christian University Horned Frogs. Now come on.
Well, they gave him horns.
Yeah.
Well, so they should have called the Mets the Horned Mets. I mean, that would have made them tougher. But my all-time favorite is the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Everybody, run for the hills. That guy's about to shuck some corn.
Well, that's
guys
how
are
they've
pretty
been playing
tough.
lately.
They got
All right,
big,
that's my
strong
beat.
muscles from you know.
Yeah, that's right. Corn shuckers are tough, Gary.
They got calluses on their heads.
Well, like I said, they used to be the bug eaters.
Well, okay. See, that's tougher than.
Yeah, I
shucking
guess it
corn.
is if you eat bugs.
David's in the chat. He says, "Much love to my fellow graybeards and to the mighty chat. I'm slowly coming out of my dark cloud to do art and mail out overdue packages." Thank you, David, for that update. We did see your
Fearsome page, right?
fearsome page that Ethan
Yeah, that was
posted
great.
today. Yeah,
Beautiful,
It was pretty
beautifully
awesome.
done.
Yeah, we're expecting David to be returning to the Graybeards soon, so we'll look forward to that when it occurs.
Rich Ware says, "My son's team is the Morse Shipbuilders."
The shipbuilders.
Shipbuilders. Wow, that guy can wield a T-square. Look out.
I don't know. I used to be the same way with you, Gary. As I used to think, like the ducks and stuff was just stupid. But then, the more I sort of appreciating the silliness of it, I kind of now embrace the sort of weak, weird team names.
Nah,
Yeah,
see,
maybe it
I always
throws
thought
people
that
off. Like
the team name should
Yeah, we
be
could beat-
intimidating.
maybe it
Because
throws
when
off the
you're-
game. Like, they're the Ducks. Who can't beat the Ducks? And then you come and kick
Right.
their ass.
They're the mighty
You got
ducks.
beat by Ducks.
Yeah, that's right. The Mighty Ducks. Now that's something else.
Well, you can put mighty in front of anything. The mighty toddlers.
The mighty Metropolitans.
Yeah, that's true. They're
That's kinda
tough.
good, right? See, I'm not
They're
against
tough city folk.
Metropolitan.
Well, what about the New Jersey Nets?
Yeah, the
Oh, no,
Nets.
that's a good name.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one team in my junior high league. It was called the Smokin' Ankles.
Oh, wow.
Like, okay, those ankles are on fire.
Oh, I love that.
That's
Smoking
kind of like
ankles.
what's the character in the Wraith of God? Esther.
Esther.
She's got
She's
smoking ankles.
Smoking ankles. Yeah, she does. Oh my gosh. Well, I went to Beaverton High School and we were the Beavers, so
Okay.
I grew up attached to that.
Yeah. See, I was a cougar baby.
Now that's better. That's much better.
Yeah.
I was a
asking.
I was a Norseman. That was pretty cool.
You were what?
A Norseman. Like
Okay.
a,
So
Northman?
that has some. Yeah. That has
That was
some.
actually a
Viking.
movie with the $1 Million Man or $6 Million Man. What's his name?
Lee Edwards.
Lee.
No,
Majors.
Lee Majors.
Lee Majors.
I mean, Lee Major.
Yeah, he was in a movie called The Norseman.
Oh, that's right. And that movie was awful.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It was like Doug McClure was in all of those Land That Time Forgot movies.
Right, you're right. I'm changing the subject. Henry Jeremek is asking, are Bob Layton and Joe Rubenstein a couple of inkers that influenced my style? No, not at all. Neither one of them.
Wow. Just
although I do admire their craft. They're both great.
okay. Well, there you saved that one. I thought.
Yeah, they're both great. But I didn't steal anything from them. Who were my?
Either you guys
influences?
know Bob Layton?
Yeah, I
No,
assisted him. I assisted him on his Hercules miniseries. I did back.
It'd be pretty fun to be. It'd be fun to bring him on the show. He was on Mike Barron's show with him.
Yeah, but
It's actually
did he
it's
draw
a
on
really
Mike Barron?
good. If you see the what was it, Baron Earls show that Mike Barron does a show with what's his Earls is I forget his last name, but or first name, but it was a great interview. Guys, look up at that interview. It's really, really interesting about the comic book industry and what because they brought up, because he didn't really, he was thinking the comic book industry was on its way out. He's like, I've seen the numbers. They just can't be sustaining themselves. And then Mike told him about crowdfunding. He hadn't really heard about crowdfunding. He goes, and he explained, he goes, well, that could work, so it was interesting to hear him, give his approval upon first hearing of the concept.
Yeah, surprising that he hadn't heard of it, because Bob's been around. He's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, this is several years ago too. So.
Okay. Oh, okay. But Bob was on the publishing side.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He was talking about he I think, was it Valiant that he was head of for a while?
Yeah.
And he said he's like, these numbers just, they can't sustain themselves. He saw that, the right end of the wall back then. So,
And yet comics is still limping along, man. This is like,
yeah,
it's the weirdest thing. I mean, everybody thought the industry was dying forever, and it just keeps clawing its along. It's weird, but it's true.
well, I don't think it is. I think the numbers are really, really, bad. But I think for Marvel,
Well, they are, but they're still there, is what I mean.
yeah, for Marvel, I think that it was the movies and merchandise that keeps them afloat.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't honestly think they would be gone if.
No,
if they
I think they've given up on the comics, that they don't care. But
Yeah.
the comics are the foundation.
Clearly.
They don't need to make a profit on the comics.
Yeah.
Well, if they don't start making better movies, or
Yeah, that's true.
Well, the thing is, I think for every generation, those movies are now made. All the Iron Mans, Captain America, Avengers, they can sell to every new generation. They can sell merchandise to that new generation just with those movies, because those movies are on Disney Plus. They're on, they're all whatever they are. They're always going to be there. So
Yeah.
but at some point you have to sustain it by coming up with new product that's quality, and they have really struggled to do since Endgame to come up with stuff that
yeah.
audiences are responding to.
Yeah, I think the problem is nobody wants to be the next Jack Kirby and give Marvel their best idea and then see them, make a lot of money from it. So Marvel really hasn't had a really good idea in many years.
No, I don't. That's not the problem, Dan. Nobody is worried about giving Marvel ideas. There aren't anybody that can be Jack Kirby. I mean, you look at the talent pool of his day of John Romita and John Buscema and Kirby and Steranko. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Just how amazing those artists were. We don't have people like that anymore.
Well, it's interesting. We have that's a decent argument. I think we have extremely talented illustrators or artists working in comics, but do we have the idea guys? Right? Look how much stuff Starlin created. Look how much, like you said, how much Kirby created, and various other creators. Do we have guys doing that? And maybe, is that a talent issue? Is it like Dan said, maybe no one wants to create anything for Marvel or DC anymore because they don't want to lose it. I mean, because there's certainly artistic talent is off the charts, but is the creative talent there? That's
it is. It's just that so Warner Brothers. When I worked at Warner Brothers, I love Warner Brothers. Jerome knows I love Warner Brothers. But
the official statement from
Warner Brothers,
but they don't really care to do anything outside of Scooby-Doo, Batman, Superman, because it's safe, Yeah. And so I think Marvel is in some ways the same thing. Is like we don't want to do anything too obscure, too outside of what we already do because we don't know if we're going to make any money doing that, right? And
that's exactly it, Kaiser. David Williams and I pitched an idea to Marvel, and they loved it. It was actually David's idea. It was it was the Hulk. It was the Wolverine that got zapped by the Hulk gamma rays, and David called him Wolverine. and David came up with some artwork, and it was Wolverine with Hulk power. So can you imagine the possibilities?
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah.
And the editor that we pitched it to loved it, and say, okay, let me send it to the Mucky Mucks, and we didn't hear back from him.
Yeah,
for months. So we finally, cornered him, and he finally admitted that the way Marvel works is that when new ideas come in, we submit them to accounting. And accounting looks at the project and sees what other projects they've done in the past, how much money that project has done, and they decided if they're going to do it or not. And because nothing has been done like that, they have nothing to compare it to. So they nixed it. Yes. And so the accountants were in charge of green lighting new projects. So there goes the House of Ideas concept. So they actually discouraged any kind of creativity.
Yeah. I remember when I was working over at Warner Brothers, and I was working on a Supergirl DTV, and I was so happy that they're finally making a animated movie about like a woman, that had powers, like Superman's cousin or whoever Supergirl is supposed to be, right? And then once the movie is named, they chose Batman, Superman, Apocalypse. So I was like, wait a minute. Because Batman and Superman made an appearance in the movie, but most of the movie was all Superwoman, right? I was like, wait. At that time, they felt like women, anything female, just didn't make any money. Warner Brothers. And I thought that's true.
That
used to be very true,
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're when you're dealing with these big companies, you're dealing with inter-company politics. It's not about bringing them good ideas. It's about their system not allowing you to be creative. Well, Steve Masson had the same experience with working for DC's, and that was his life dream to write comics, to be a writer for comics. And he finally started getting work at DC, and he said he just had to quit because they just ground all the enthusiasm out of him. Every idea that he had, they nixed it because they had all these rules. Well, so-and-so editor is in charge of that character, and we can't use him, and stuff like that.
Well, to give you guys another practical example, I was bugging Dan DiDio for years, quite frankly, to do Metamorpho. Let me do Metamorpho, right? And he just said, look, no one's going to buy it. And I couldn't really argue with him, right, about that. But eventually it came up that, they had to do something with the character because they had to keep him, the copyright and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so he finally okayed a project for me, right? So I said, okay. And so I turned in the proposal, and it was basically Metamorpho gets changed into Metamorpho, but then he goes into the underground, right, and becomes kind of like this enforcer for mob characters and stuff, because he's so, you know, he becomes this ugly, weird creature. He can't deal with himself, and so he just, but then he sort of, you know, things happen so that, you know, he eventually turns against the mob and becomes a good guy by the end of the miniseries, right? And he was like, nah, we can't do anything like that. He goes, I need something bigger in scope, you know? And so I thought, oh, I'm fired. I guess this isn't going to happen. And then he was like, so get me something by next week. And I went, oh, okay. So I rewrote this whole thing that was totally, you know, he went to another world. There was all, you know, it was just completely opposite what I was going to do, right? It was, the first thing was very noirish, and the second one was very galactic. And so he okayed that. And I'm like, okay. So I started working on it. And then I don't know, I think I was done, you know, with the script, or at least plotted out 4 issues and everything. And he comes in and he goes, okay, we need to use Kanjuro in this. And I'm like, what? You know, I don't even know who Kanjuro was. I looked him up, but he's some alien villain, right, with a big nose and just a weird looking, because they were going to use him in some big crossover thing, right? And so they needed him integrated into the story. And I remember saying to Dan, I'm like, well, how am I supposed to do that? And he goes, I don't know. You're the writer. And I went, oh my gosh. So I actually adjusted the script so Kanjuro became a player and a major villain in this thing. And but yeah, it was just like incredibly frustrating, because you have this idea and then it becomes, you know, becomes something else very quickly.
That's like working in a garage and somebody throws a bunch of nuts and bolts at you and tells you to build a car. Then you say, how am I supposed to do that? And they say, well, you're the mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, I did pull it off, but it was like, it was so out of left field. And I was just like, I didn't even know what to do at first. You know, I had to sit there and really kind of ruminate, I guess, on it until I figured something out. But it was,
yeah. So, but that's typical of how they work. Everything is backward.
Yeah, and it was, and I love Dan. I'm not, you know, I'm not saying anything negative about Dan.
Well, he was just doing what they told him to do.
Right. I mean, he was always under pressure. To Karan's point is that, you know, the money, the accountants were like, well, this isn't going to sell. You know,
right.
You got to, if you're going to bring a new series, it's got to make money. So how do you make, you know? And I'm sure they told him the same thing. Well, you're the editor. You figure that out. Just make sure this isn't it, though. You know, right. So you're like, okay, great. So what am I supposed to do now? And like, Garbage Man was supposed to be an ongoing series when I first pitched it to Dan, but then it was like, let's make it a mini series, because he didn't want to risk it not being successful, right? And then it became, after that, it became a backup in the Batman books, which I actually thought, okay, well, that breaks the story up a lot, but I'm going to get a lot of eyeballs on this if it's in, you know, Batman and Detective every month, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, but then it ended up becoming the worst thing it possibly could be. It became a anthology miniseries, you know, and then no one ever saw it, you know? So it was like, they overthink things to a point where
they destroy it.
Any chance it has to succeed, they you know, destroy any chance it ever had to succeed.
That sucks. I remember the same thing happens. Same thing happens in advertising. I remember I was working on a commercial for Bush's Baked Beans. And you know that the guy he's the I don't know, the owner or something, bald guy, whatever. He was using him as their spokesperson for a while. But the joke was, you know, it was a spring ad, you know, in the season of spring to take place, or you know, just as winter is ending, and the idea was he's longingly looking out his window for the first sign of spring, because that means baked beans season, right? And so there was one little crocus was just
Wait, no, baked
the-
beans is a winter dish, isn't it?
Well, I guess they sell a
summer
lot in summer.
barbecue, right?
They sell a lot in summer.
Oh, okay.
And Gary, I'll get to the super chat in a second. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
Dan. Finish up.
Anyways, there was like one little crocus, one little thing that's popping up, and he got all excited. And he went out there, and he was so excited. It's spring. It's here. It's finally spring. That kind of thing. So they kept going back for revisions, and that was the joke, right? So they kept going back for revision. It's spring, so we want to make it a little less snow, not so much snow, less snow. They reduced the snow, and they kept going back. Well, and even more snow. And like at the end of it, was like, it's not, the joke isn't a joke anymore. It's not longingly looking out, because that's the idea. It's funny because it's the first green thing it's popping up amongst the snow, but they ruined it, and I don't even think they ever got made,
Yep. Actually, I've missed a few. Geek Avenger for $2 says in quotations, "the tarantulas."
Very funny.
Yeah. Okay. Sequential artist for $5. If they can shuck corn, they can shuck bones. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I see.
Well, then they should be called the bone shuckers.
Yeah, well, now you're onto something. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, man.
Sequential artist for 10. Thank you, Sequential. He says, anything to add to Conan's list of what is good in life? Will you crush your enemies, make them kneel before you, and hear the lamentations of their women? I don't know. I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? I mean, what would you possibly add to that?
A nice corn dog every once in a while.
Make them make you sandwiches, I guess, would be.
Yeah, that's even better. Make the women make you sandwiches.
Yeah. While their lamentations are going on, you go and make me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Stealth for $2 says everything is coming out so great. Well, thank you, Stealth.
Maybe vote
okay.
Trump.
We're still drawing here. We're not quite done. Gary, I think we better start you auctioning, though, as we're trying to finish this up. So here's the deal. We're going to put up, Gary, which piece do you want to do first?
Let's do the Wolverine one first.
Okay, so Wolverine's going up for auction, you guys. Gary's going to manage the chat here until we get to the countdown, but you know the idea, right? So you put in a bid and you say confirmed, and that means that you're on board. You're going to pay the, whatever the, and Stealth already says 150 confirmed. So that, I haven't even brought up the picture yet. Where is it, Gary? This is 11 by 17, right?
Yes.
Oh, darn it. Stupid formatting. Stupid formatting.
That's the only size paper I have.
There you go. So it's 11 by 17. There you go. Evil One for 5. He says, I'll DM you for that Barry Windsor-Smith Weapon X you did the other day, Gary. Share it if you haven't today. One of my favorite recreations you've done in a while. Look at that for 5.
No, I sold that one. So
it's already gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
My dog is bugging me. Who was the high bidder? It was
Stealth.
Stealth.
Yeah.
Where are you, Stealth?
Stealth. He's right above the Evil One super chat.
He's Stealth. You can't find him.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there it is. All right. So there we go, folks. We're going to let this go for just a couple of minutes, 5 minutes or so, and then we will.
And I will mention that if this goes over 200, I will throw in one of these trade paperbacks, Marvel Adventures Hulk or Marvel Adventures Spider-Man that I've done work in both, and I will sign them, and so you get to choose. So that's over 200. An extra bonus that I'll throw in. And so this is obviously a Mike Zeck recreation inked in my style, not in Mike's style or John style, my style. I attempted to ink in John's style. He's just too damn good.
Yeah, if you ever want to own a cool Wolverine original piece of art,
yeah, that's a great piece, man.
that is your ticket.
So here it is in plastic, 11 by 17. Do you see it's big?
really cool.
Evil One says he wants a refund for his super chat now that he found out that Barry Smith piece is gone.
Well, I mean that I did that one a month ago.
But you just put it up, didn't you? Not too long ago. Maybe
The
I'm
Barry
wrong.
Smith one.
Yeah, I retweeted it not that long ago. I thought.
Okay.
I'm mistaken.
3 weeks ago.
All right. I don't think it was that long ago, but
Yeah,
regardless, you know.
I've already shipped it, so yeah, it's gone. Okay, I don't see any. Help me out, chat. I think Stealth is going to take this for 150. So I'm going to start the countdown because no one is.
There's no activity.
Yeah.
All right.
It's got a good one.
You say so. Okay, so we're at 150. I'm going to start a countdown. Again, you guys are a little bit delayed, so don't wait until 2 to try and swipe it because you'll run out of time. Sequential 201 confirmed.
There we go. So yeah, so you get a book if you're the high bidder. Whoever's the high bidder chooses between Adventures Spider-Man or Marvel Adventures Spider-Man or Marvel Adventures Hulk trade paperback that I will sign.
All righty. So I'm going to start the countdown. We're at 10. 201 is the high bid. So, we're looking for 205 or, 225, something interesting like that to beat that.
Yeah, at least $10 increments.
Yeah. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5.
Little timeout, Evil One. I am currently working on a recreation of a Travis Charis Weapon X piece.
Oh my gosh, that'll be cool. Okay, so we're at 4. 3. Blue Boy says, I'd love to see Aaron, love to see you do a recreation of the Colon Dracula cover. You are so darn good at emulating their styles while giving enough of your own touch. Well, thank you.
What do you mean? You'd love to see or you'd love to buy? There's a difference.
2. Okay. 1. Do we have a bid for over 201? 0. Going once. Going twice. Sold.
Thank you.
Sequential artist for 201. Gary will put his information. There it is.
Yeah, that's my PayPal. Please include what you are buying and your shipping address.
And shipping. You want shipping dollars on top of that, right? How much?
Oh, $20 for shipping.
$20 for shipping. This is 11 by 17. So there you go.
Yeah, 11 by 17.
$221 to Sequential Artist, and there's Gary's email. All right, so now we got the.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay, so this is a Cyberfrog.
Yes.
So go ahead and talk it up, Gary.
This is also 11 by 17. This is trying to emulate. This is what I was thinking when I did this piece. Trying to emulate Brian Boland inking Ethan. So I'm trying, this is mostly brush. So you see my little brush feather lines in there.
Yeah, if you want. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. But check with Shelly, though. Make sure she hasn't fed him.
I just fed him.
Oh.
You just fed him? I did.
Sorry, we're talking dog talk. Okay, go ahead. My apologies.
I think, hold on a second. Toshiro has a bid.
Toshiro, you said has a bid?
Yeah.
There it is. 100 confirmed.
So again, this is 11 by 17. Let me hold it up. This is in plastic, so it's shiny. Let's see, it's big. And I absolutely confirm that I never want to ink a Cyberfrog comic book. Ethan is insane. He's a
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know how. And yeah, Dan, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know how he does
the
it.
character, and it is a nut buster to draw, man. It is.
How do you make your main character that detailed and complicated?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
I was like,
but it's cool.
I tried to do one once. I think we did it on this show, and it was just a disaster. I was like, I need like weeks to figure this out before I come on here and try and do it live, you know?
Well, that's just it. I did an okay Cyberfrog when I was here, but I've been practicing Cyberfrog, trying to get that thing right for a long time. My first attempts were disastrous, and I just kept at it and kept at it. Finally, I've gotten to the point where I can draw a decent Cyberfrog, but it's still just it's there's something about the way he draws, and it's it's like there's a magic to it, and it's just like okay. It's
his poses and his foreshortening and all that stuff aside from all the detail.
It's the character too of the character. It is how he gets personality in the art.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Glitch. I have talked to Ethan about that, and that is a possibility. I'm not saying it's a done deal, but it is a possibility. Okay, we might as well start the countdown. I don't see any other bids.
All righty.
Oh, there's Stealth stepping up.
125 confirmed. Okay, then I'm gonna finish Doctor Strange's hair, and then we'll start the countdown.
Okay.
Does he have gray on his temples?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just like Mr. Fantastic.
Because I'm looking at a Kevin Nolan thing for reference here, for costume reference. He didn't put any gray in his hair, and I was like, am I misremembering this?
No, he does. Toshiro throwing down with 150.
All right. Okay. Now we got some action going here.
If this gets over 200, just like the other one, I didn't get a request for either book. I have a Marvel Adventures Hulk trade paperback and Marvel Adventures Spider-Man trade paperback. The Wolverine gets one of these because it did go over 200. If this one goes over 200, you get one of them as well, and I will sign them.
All right, we're going to wrap up the drawing portion of our show right after this countdown. But I'm not going to start the countdown yet because I'm still drawing. Almost done. I'm almost done.
Mine's going to take a while, but I really enjoying it. So I'm doing a lot of lines but you can't really rush Barry Windsor-Smith. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I would never rush Barry.
Yeah, that's what I'm realizing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Stealth, not taking any nonsense. He's bid 160.
Where is he? There it is. Stealth for 160. All right. As the show winds down here. Hey, everybody, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button while we're sitting around here finishing up here. Before I forget to tell you for the end of the show.
Evil One says, this never ends until King Lopresti says.
Well,
That goes without saying.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not even gonna argue that. I've got
And
to
Stealth did not waste any time. I'm sorry, Stealth Toshiro just outbid you 175.
all right, I'll bring that up in a second. Okay, I am now officially almost done. I just realized I was going to say I was done, then I realized that I forgot that.
Originally, almost.
Yeah, so Toshiro's at 175. All right, so yeah, we got. I'm wrapping this up in 4 minutes, gentlemen. 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Okay.
Geek Avenger says Gary's a supreme grandmaster of inking, even if he broke Tina McDonald's heart. Yeah. I broke her heart, and she broke her pencil in my back.
She was
Stealth.
going for your heart, though. See, that's it. She was.
Yeah.
Stealth, good man. 185.
Come on, someone just bid it up to 200, get the free book, and where's 185? There it is.
I'm hoping I'll be able to send you the book because it helps with the packing material. You know what I mean. There it is. Toshiro 200.
He says he's not okay. I see. I pressured him, but I appreciate it. Katie says, "Geez, Aaron, come on. What did I do?" Katie's like making stuff up. I didn't even do anything. Did
That was
I?
just a general cheese.
Katie, you have to be more specific about Aaron's. How should I put it?
Faux pas?
Disgruntled comments.
Oh, okay.
No, she doesn't. She's just using it like a bank account. Like she just puts them in there, and so whenever they're needed, they're just right there.
See, I've always felt that way. That Katie's
Just in case she knows you're going to say something, and she just got one ready to go.
No. See, Queen Mickey used to be like that, but now she's nice to me. But Katie's kind of picked up the
gauntlet.
Yeah, the gauntlet of.
Maybe there's like a female guild out there, and they you got that covered? Have you
A guild.
Okay. The guild.
Who's got Aaron today?
Guild.
Whose job is to harass Aaron?
The Little Rascals
clock.
Girls Hating Club. What was that called?
The Little Rascals Girl Hating Club?
Yeah. Remember that?
It was
the
a
Little
woman's
Rascals show. They had some girls that
woman's
they
hating.
met in a treehouse.
Yeah, I
haters.
don't know what the sign was, but yeah. They got the opposite. It's like the anti-Aaron club.
Right. Queen Mickey says, pencil in the back granted Gary super inking power. The lead poisoning is what did it.
You owe Tina. By that standard, you owe her, Gary. You shouldn't be like saying bad things about her. You owe her.
I don't know. He hasn't said anything really bad about it, right?
Katie says, I know, Gary. He's a little emotional. I'm just kidding, Aaron. I appreciate you.
Oh, my gosh. See, she gets the
she
jab.
insults
She goes,
and apologizes.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Okay,
She knows right where to hit. She knows right where to hit you.
Okay, so I think Toshiro, his last bid is 200. Stealth, are you in or out? And then we can wrap this up.
Wait a minute. We have to wait till I'm almost done, and then I'll.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So
Stealth is okay. Stealth is being stealthy.
you never know with Stealth. He's an art.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Jack Santa Man says He-Man Women Haters Club. That was it.
The He-Man Women's Haters Club.
Yeah. That was it. Thank you.
Good old little rat.
Yeah, Mickey, I know you need some spending cash for your Hawaii trip. And there's Stealth 210 confirmed.
Okay.
So
See,
you get the book.
you pressured him into it. Stealth is he will not be denied, that guy. Oh, we're supposed to be done now, but give me another couple minutes. I gotta do.
Well, you're giving time to your guests as well.
That's right. This is me being kind to Kaiser and Dan to.
It is fun to draw this way. I don't really draw this way with a very linear kind of style. And it seems almost relaxing. Like you're kind of just putting in lines everywhere, you know?
Yeah, that's.
Before I have a question for you, Dan. Toshiro has thrown down with 220. Dan, what do you mean by linear?
Lots of lines instead of solid black shapes. Instead of black shapes and high contrast, like everything in. Can you guys see us?
So you would consider like cross hatching or feathering linear?
Yes, of course, but also it can be just the way I've done it here, where I'm just putting lines in instead of solid black shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Just lines everywhere. Just everything is.
So it's more of it's a gray tone instead of solid black.
Yeah, but I the emphasis is on like like for example his chainmail. I'm drawing every link. There's a lot of lines in the the thing itself. There's no indication in it. Everything's detailed. So
okay, so lots of lines.
Very much so.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it is kind of fun and relaxing, and I think the people that keep turning me down to come on the show because they don't want to draw, they're missing out. Right, Kaiser? Right?
No.
Okay, that's right.
No, Barry Windsor-Smith. I mean, I just realized he does have a lot of detail in his work, doesn't he?
Yep.
Well, I skipped that part of the Barry Windsor-Smith thing. It's the detail. I just kind of.
Yeah.
So Stealth is out, and Toshiro is complimenting Stealth, saying that I love you, Stealth. So they're parting friends.
Okay.
All right.
That's good to know.
That's sportsmanship. Appreciate it.
Officially signing off on Doctor Strange. All right. So let's do the countdown then. 10.
All right. I'll have to pull my camera over here.
Yeah, get ready for showtime. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Robert Doan Pill says he'll give you 10 Canadian dollars. That's like 5 US. That's
I was going to say, how much is that?
Not great. Probably more like 7 US. 4, 3, 2, 1. Of course, 0 going once, going twice. Sold to Toshiro for $220. Throw in an extra $20 for shipping, and Gary Fowen there it is. Inkart at earthlink.net is his PayPal. Thank you all so much for participating.
Thank you, Toshiro. I will include the trade paperback with that, and I will sign it.
All right.
And
Slow down, Dan. I'll go.
I'm just testing. I'm getting my.
Ooh, look at that.
Hold on, Dan. Hold on.
I'm just testing.
Hold on. Please include Stealth. I'm sorry, Toshiro, your shipping information. You'd be surprised. We say that every time, but you'd be surprised how many people do that. They'll send the money, and then I have no idea where to ship it to.
Yep. All right.
Thank you very much.
That is the end of the auction part of our show. Now we're going to come clean, show what we have created.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Dang.
Doctor Strange.
That's dang with a capital D.
That's great. He's got personality. I love the line work. It just looks really cool.
Yeah, it does.
That's awesome, dude.
So there you go. That not exactly Barry Windsor-Smith-esque, but it's just a character, It's got to with old Doctor Strange. Come on, focus, baby, focus. Those autofocuses. But anyway, there you go. That was
not much Barry in it, but I love it still. It looks fantastic. So I love the cape. I mean, everything about it is just really neat. This is it's put together really well. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Considering I drew it twice. So,
And considering you
Yeah.
talk
You're
through
the-
half of the show.
Well, that's
Second-
not an easy angle. You're doing
No,
an
not.
up shot.
yeah.
POV. That's.
I
you're
think that's
almost
why I like the
looking up
figure.
skirt, now that I think about it.
What's that?
You're looking up his skirt.
This is
Yeah,
a
he
Marilyn
could hang
Monroe
out
thing
with,
going on here.
He could hang out with Mangus, robot fighter.
Or
Just hey, you got to draw
yeah.
like a subway grid right below him, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Stealth X5 for $2 says, thanks for the show.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you, Stealth, for participating. Appreciate it.
Let's see what Dangerous Dan Lawlis has to show for us.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. See, he went the extra mile and threw the creature in, but I have to say, as good as this is, it was cheating because he started before the show, so he was able
I didn't
to
start on the artwork. I just did a
you
quick
had it
sketch.
laid out. Oh, come on, you had it laid out.
That's not on the piece of paper, just a little thumbnail.
Okay, if that's what you say.
Well,
Now this is going to be when you get this. I assume you're going to color this up, Dan.
Sure, I'll color it. Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be cool. I love that monster getting hacked.
Yeah. He doesn't look happy with what just happened.
Yeah. So I'm happy with it because I think it does kind of feel a little Barry, you know. Like
You got a little Wrightson in there though too. I think
okay.
that
well,
monster reminds me a little bit of.
Yeah,
Birdman.
that is a little Wrightson, isn't it? Yeah. But I really wanted the Conan to look like, you know, like him, you know. So
Very nice.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're solidly in second place at the moment, but we'll see what. All right, Kaiser, what have you got here?
Crap.
What?
Zoom in. I can't see. It's small.
There we go.
Oh no, it's cool,
Aw.
man.
Drawing this like
I love it.
panorama.
I gotta finish.
You're getting closer. Look at this dragon in the background and one of the four. That's awesome. So you got this this low angle, very dramatic.
Yeah.
It was only a couple of minutes ago, like right before the auction, you hadn't colored this yet. So you
Oh, no.
colored this in like minutes.
Man.
Yeah.
Technology, man.
Can we zoom in a little closer on his face? My eyes aren't that great.
Huh? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine this as an animated show? How awesome! this would be?
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be fun. That would be awesome.
Is that the tongue coming out of that creature?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how thick it is. It's a big, giant, like pointed hat almost coming out of there.
Well, there you go. Henry Jermick says looks like an animated Conan. That's kind of the whole idea.
Yeah. Did you guys see Primal? That
I have not.
Yeah. Yeah. Gendy Tartakovsky's problem.
Yeah, I
it
have
was
not
really
seen
pretty
it
cool.
yet.
It was. I have to say, I enjoyed it quite a bit, and it reminds me of this a little bit. Just intense, you know. Just that Conan could be like that, you know.
Back, I don't know. This is better than what Bakshi would do.
Hey, that's my hero you're talking about.
No, I like Bakshi's movie, but I just think that this is better. What you're doing here is better than what he did.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, dude. Hey.
Fallen Lowlife says, in Graybeard's fashion, once again, the black man in the crew outdraws the others.
Huh?
Yeah, see, that's kind of a tradition on the show.
Oh.
Hey, come on, be kind. You know.
Look at this. Katie did says, Dan is always amazing, and Kaiser, this is beautiful. No mention, of course, of mine, but that's fine. I've learned to expect. Skullmaster says there was a Conan cartoon back in the day. Was there?
Oh yeah, it was. I used to.
Yeah,
watch
there
I used to be late for school watching Conan before.
Really?
Really? What,
Yeah,
like in the 80s or 90s? When was that?
The 90s. Yeah, junior high.
Oh, yeah, don't rub it in. I was in
You know,
junior high in the 70s.
Oh, you were?
Conan as a cartoon doesn't work unless you allow a little bit
Pretty sure
of
there
the
was a
gore.
Conan cartoon in the 70s.
See, now I'm getting some sympathy here. Matthew Mumma. Dan's Conan wins, but Aaron Strange takes the big win. There we go. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. How does that work?
Yeah, win and big win.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, everybody's a winner, right? Everybody gets a trophy on this show because it's not a
And
competition.
Kaiser takes the colossal win.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Now, this is interesting. Henry Jeremick says, Aaron, your Doctor Strange looks like Paul Smith and Kevin Nolan. Very cool.
No, you're right. I think you're right.
More so than Barry Smith, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true though. There's a lot of that. Yeah. Honestly, sometimes I get tired of people saying, "Oh, looks like." It looks like Aaron Lopresti,
Yeah, gosh darn it.
At a certain point, it's like, that's an Aaron Lopresti.
That's all the way.
Aaron,
yeah.
Aaron, I think you help yourself out and read Queen Mickey's comment.
Queen Mickey says, Aaron Lopresti won. Queen list first place always. Thanks, Queen Mickey. I want you to be thinking about this drawing as you're tanning on the beach in Hawaii.
Yeah, it says, yeah, choose one or the other. Buying the drawing or going to Hawaii.
Evil One for $2. Thank you. Can you auction off Husker, my dog? I wouldn't ignore him. Hey, man, I'm busy. He needs to wait his turn. Queen Mickey says she'll send me some sand. Can you imagine getting a box? Oh, what's this? Psh, Hawaiian sand. All righty, guys. Thank you guys so much for once again joining us here on Graybeards. Again, remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you don't mind. Also, we do have campaigns, or at least I do, called Wraith of God 3, Fear Hollow. You'll find a link in the description of this video. Also, David Williams and EVS's Fearsome campaign. If you haven't backed that, please check it out. You'll find a link in the description of this video. And you want to...
Katie did a saving herself here. She has an actual reason.
What?
She has a reason for why she didn't comment on yours. She missed it.
Oh, okay. So she fell asleep during that part, or purposely left during that part of the show. I get it, Katie. That's fine.
No, you went first, so she probably was going to, doing something.
Well, and also follow Dan or subscribe to Dan's YouTube channel. He does great tutorials. You get a great amount of practical information from Dan's YouTube channel. So check those out. They're also very soothing to go to sleep by. And you want to follow Kaiser on Instagram. You'll find a link in the description of this video for all of those. It'll take you to all these different spots. And so thank you guys very, very much.
By the way, actually somebody made something that Ethan showed it on his show. They took my video of me painting of Frazetta and they put Bob's voice over it. So it's like, and it sounds exactly like, it's so good. I asked him for
Bob Ross over yours.
Yes, his voice over it, and it looks just like, go ahead with the blues, just feel free to do this. And it meshes exactly. It was so funny.
That's great. Sequential artist for 5. Gary Fun Sent requested Spider-Man book. Thanks again. Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. Check out the landing party coming up in about 15 minutes on Graham's station while our channel.
Shiro was claiming credit for that film you're talking about, Dan.
Oh, he made it? Oh, thank you. That was so great. I loved it.
Give me a link next week so we can show part of it. It'll be funny.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Yeah.
All right, we're out of here, gentlemen. Gotta go. So here's little Gary to send us off. Little G.
Corn dogs. Corn dogs. Corn